Park Stadium, the PIAA Class 2A Football Championship. The Jeannette Jayhawks and the Wilson Area Warriors. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Hershey Park Stadium. My name is Bob McCool. To my right, Gary Sutton. To my left, Steve Bowen. Jeannette, the champions from District 7, and the Wilson Area Warriors, the champions from District 11. Gentlemen, this promises to be a very exciting football game. And Steve Bowen, you take a look at this Jeannette Jayhawk team, and Ray Ritz knows one thing for sure. When he headed east to Hershey, he had himself a busload of great athletes.
Absolutely, and today's game for Ray Ritz is brought to you by the number 11. Ritz is one of the old school type coaches who really has adjusted to a new quarterback position, a new player at that quarterback position, and that player is number 11. That's Terrelle Pryor. All he's done is rush for over 1,500 yards, thrown for over 1,600 yards, and you're going to see a 6'6", 220-pound dynamo who does just about everything. And there are folks around recruiting circles who say he may be a better defensive prospect than he is an offensive prospect, and that's saying a lot because he's really come along this year as a quarterback, and he makes them go.
There's no question about that, and there's no question, Gary Sutton, about what happens when the Wilson Area Warriors have the football. Brett Comp gets his team back here for the second straight championship, looking this time for the W.
Brett Comp, when you talk about quarterbacks today, pretty good quarterback in his own right. East Stroudsburg some years ago for the Warriors, but he brings the team back, something that three other teams have done from the East this year, and he's got his team back in here in a championship game today. Record of 68-36 for Brett Comp, but he's also got a number 11 on the other side. His name is DJ Lenahan, who needs about 175 yards to go over 3,000 for the year, 29 touchdowns through the air, 10 on the ground, plus he's an outstanding defensive player as well. So if you talk about mirror images on quarterbacks and defensive players today, certainly two of the best quarterbacks you're going to find in the state, and some might say even in the country. It should be a great matchup here this afternoon. Two undefeated teams coming into this game.
And Steve, one of the things that's amazing about Terrelle Pryor is that coming into this season, everybody talked about his basketball playing abilities, and after the season he's had, now people are saying, you know what, maybe football might be in his future.
I saw him up at Edinburgh University last year in a playoff game, and it was stunning to watch this 6'6" player. He was just a sophomore then. They went to a passing camp, Jeannette did, over the summer, and all of a sudden the whispers started changing from basketball to football. That's how much he's progressed, and it's even been more so throughout the season. His throwing motion is better. He makes better decisions. He's almost learning on the fly, but pretty good learner.
And Gary, when you take a look at teams like this and games like this, you've been around this so long to know that invariably people talk about offense, and this could be a shooting match. And you know what? Usually it ends up being a defensive struggle. That wouldn't be a surprise in this afternoon's game.
Great defense normally pulls down great offense. Problem for today is you've got such great offensive players in this game and such quick lines. It's going to be interesting to see if that holds true. That axiom has generally held true over the years, and both these teams have very good offenses. They're not particularly big lines, but they're both extremely quick, and quickness this afternoon is going to be the name of the game.
It's the Jeannette Jayhawks and the Wilson Area Warriors in the Class 2A Championship. Let's head down to the field now for the official coin toss and get you set to take you to kickoff.
Gentlemen, shake hands. Josh Westfall and number 75, Matt Highland. For Wilson Area, their captains, number 11, DJ Lenahan, 22, Corey Campbell, 26, Adam Thomas, 36, Chris Matt, 53, Sean Monahan, and number 80, Michael Ryan. Jeannette has won the toss. They chose to receive. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd ask you to please rise as we honor the United States of America. Salute its leaders and members of the armed forces with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, to be sung today by Christina Leitzel and Rachel Lebowski of Lord's Regional High School. Our flag at half-staff in memory of Pennsylvania Governor Raymond Schaefer, who passed away this past week. Ladies and gentlemen, with pride, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Hershey Park Stadium, the site for the Class 2A championship between the Jeannette Jayhawks and the Wilson Area Warriors. Our officials for this afternoon's AA game. Our referee is Charles Supon. The umpire, Robert Duran. The line judge is James Blom. The side judge is William Downey. Linesman is James Demara. The field judge is Frank Galicki. And the back judge is Michael Monahan. The Jeannette Jayhawks from just southeast of the city of Pittsburgh. They are the WPIAL 2A champion, and the Wilson Area Warriors, the District 11 champions, residing in Easton. The Jayhawks coming into today's game at 14-1. Their lone loss of the season occurred in week number 3 against Yauk. They've won 12 straight, and the Wilson Area Warriors have won 15 straight. They are 15-0 under Brett Comp coming into the season. Comp at his 9th year, he is 68-36. And Ray Ritz in his 2nd season as the head coach for the Jayhawks, he is 22-3, but he has been an assistant at Jeannette for 22 seasons before taking over the head coaching responsibilities. The Jayhawks won the toss, and they will receive. They are the visitors on the scoreboard in the white with the red numbers and red helmets, and the Warriors, the home team, with the blue and yellow trim. Let's check in real quickly before we start the football game with the 4th member of our crew on the sidelines this weekend for us is Mike Kraus.
Big impact on the game today, guys. Could be the wind. The wind is blowing left to right in the screen. Sometimes a steady breeze and it picks up. Could affect the kicking game. We'll see how it plays out.
And the Warriors have themselves a pretty good kicker in their own right in Anthony Petulak. But the Warriors kickoff by Mike Ryan is a short kick taken by one of the up men for the Jayhawks, and run out of bounds is Kenny Grant. And the Jayhawks will start at 1st and 10 from around their own 20-yard line as we take a look at the starters for Jeannette offensively. Terrelle Pryor, as we talked about, as a quarterback. James Derry, Jordan Hall, Jerry Harris in the backfield. Devontae Shannon is a great target as a wide receiver, and Adam Locke is the tight end. Up front, Hall, Wolf, Highlands, Marcus, and Kearns are the offensive line, protecting the valuable asset behind them in Terrelle Pryor. On 1st down, they're going to give it to Kenny Grant. Kenny Grant on a sweep to the right, has room to run across the 30, trips up and falls what could be a very close to a 1st down. Let's take a look at the defense for the Warriors. 4 men up front in Ruoff, Monahan, Depew, and Ryan. The outside backers are Corey Kent and Josh Campese. The middle linebacker is Chris LeBlatch. The corners, Sean Hoffman and Brandon Perkins. Strong safety is Corey Campbell, and the free safety is Adam Thomas. But we'll see an awful lot of DJ Lenahan, and he is out there right now actually at the cornerback spot at their 1st down pickup for Kenny Grant and the Jayhawks. on 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Again, the Jayhawks will keep it on the ground as they'll go with their fullback on this particular carry, and that is their big man inside offensively, and that's James Derry at 5'9", 170-pound sophomore, gets about 2 yards.
3-5 defense here for Wilson as Josh Campese with his 86th tackle of the season, but a quick 2-yard gain will be 2nd down and 8.
Pryor this time again will give it to his fullback, and not much there for Derry. Gets maybe a yard, maybe 2, to about the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 6.
Nice tackle that time by Chris Labatch. There's a thought that everything revolves around Terrelle Pryor. He's an outstanding and scintillating player, but they have a lot of different players who contribute. There you see Labatch with a nice tackle, but you're not going to see Terrelle Pryor right, Terrelle Pryor left, Terrelle Pryor up the middle. They run a really balanced offense. He's just really good.
He looks to throw for the first time, or does he? Scrambling around back there, trying to buy himself some time. And this is Terrelle Pryor, vintage Pryor, buys himself some time, looks downfield, has a man wide open, and fielding the football and making the catch is Jerry Harris. Harris to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, diving for the corner and gets the touchdown. Terrelle Pryor just gave the state of Pennsylvania Exhibit A of what makes him Terrelle Pryor.
Can you say Vince Young? Terrelle Pryor is like a junior Vince Young, and you just saw what makes him so great.
But there is a flag on the play. I was about to say, yeah, okay, it's not all Terrelle Pryor. What the heck do I know? An amazing job of avoiding being tackled behind the line of scrimmage and lofted the ball out there. But we're going to see.
That is in the area where you see holding.
Ineligible receiver on the offense, downfield, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
There's a double-edged sword when you have a quarterback like that. You've got to really retain your discipline there in terms of the line play. And you'll take a look. And he makes it up as he goes along here. I don't like that, don't like that. No, I think he'll come back this way.
I think this is where they get the lineman downfield because everyone's thinking he's going to run.
Right. It's discipline on both sides of the football field, really, with Terrelle Pryor. The defense has to be extremely disciplined as well. So the spectacular play is wiped out. It turns out to be a 5-yard penalty in numbers, but much more so in terms of the scoreboard. But the Jayhawks go right back after it on 3rd down and long, as they'll give it this time to Jerry Harris as a running back as opposed to a receiver. And Harris will take it across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th and short.
A little bit of wing T stuff thrown in there with the little inside scissors
reverse,
cut with the double reverse. And a nice run that time by Harris.
And did Harris ever, watch Brandon Perkins here. Jerry Harris comes around. Look at this move right here. Brandon Perkins says, what happened? Where'd he go? I had him for a moment. Nice pickup there by Harris, and Perkins, pretty good defender out there who retained his discipline and stayed home. Couldn't quite make the tackle.
So the penalty costly to the Jayhawks. They lose the points and then have to punt the football instead. Pat Garner will punt it, and the Warriors are just going to let it fall inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. And we'll take a look now at the starters for the Warriors. In addition to DJ Lenahan in the backfield, Chris Labatch is the running back. We will also see a significant amount of Sean Hoffman in the backfield, Corey Campbell, Justin Skirbo, Adam Thomas, Anthony Ventura in a 4-receiver set that they call Air Raid. And then up front, talked about Campese, Daly, Monahan, Kloss, and Ruoff are the front 5. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 29-yard line. Lenahan in the shotgun, looking to scramble on 1st down, buys himself some time, had an open receiver but could not hook up. Incomplete pass, and let's look at the defense now for Jeannette. Up front in a 3-man set, it's Marcus, Walker, and Hall. The backers are Locke, Sunder, and Wolf, in addition to Shannon and Harris in a 5-linebacker set. Burns and Grant are the corners with Terrelle Pryor at the safety position. 2nd down and 10 coming up for Wilson area.
And in that opening play, they were blitzing. They were coming hard on the blitz and picked up pretty well by Sean Monahan. Did a great job of not getting Lenahan sacked on that particular play and picking up the blitz. So right out of the gate, looks like Jeannette wants to make this a little bit of pressing the issue defensively and get Lenahan thinking about maybe having to rush those throws a bit.
2,825 yards passing this season for DJ Lenahan. He is 2nd all-time in the state of Pennsylvania in passing yardage behind former Downingtown East and now Penn State Nittany Lion Pat Devlin.
747 yards on the ground as well. Not a bad season there with 10 touchdowns and 29 touchdowns throwing. So he's accounted for just a few touchdowns, 39 total here for Wilson area.
And he picks up about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play as he'll take it to the 32-yard line, pick up a 3 to bring up 3rd down and 7.
Jerry Harris with a nice tackle that time, number 6 for the Jayhawks.
They're on 3rd and 7. Again, out of the shotgun, play action fake for Lenahan. Looking across the middle, he has an open receiver, but closing quickly. Nearly intercepted by Devontae Shannon. As he timed it well, the intended target was his favorite target, and that is Adam Thomas. The incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Adam Thomas has caught 57 balls this year, but I got to tell you, on that play, Jerry Harris had him covered like a blanket. We talked about the speed out there today. Harris showing you the perfect way to play that crossing pattern.
Well, the length, too. You've got Pryor at 6'6". You've got Shaw Sunder at 6'4". Harris is 6'2".
So Lenahan will actually punt the football, and a high booming kick that Jeannette will let bounce, and it takes a Warrior bounce and goes out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. So TJ Burns took a chance, let it bounce, and it took a favorable bounce. And let's head back down to the sidelines now for Mike Krause.
I talked with Ray Ritz before the game and asked him what is the concerns about Pryor extending these plays 7, 8, 9 seconds. What's the concern about the offensive lineman? He said it was an issue last week. They had 2 penalties. They thought they had it corrected because of the extensive time. It looks like they're going to have to make more adjustments and communicate when he still has the ball in the backfield.
And to further emphasize what Mike said, Brent Comp, on the other hand, talked about conditioning for his defensive backs, that Terrelle Pryor can take what's normally a 4 or 5 second play and make it into a 9 or 10 second play, and his cornerbacks have to be smart enough to not give up on the play. And on the long pass play, they did give up on the play. And it turned out what could have been a touchdown, wiped out, of course, by that lineman downfield.
There's Derry on the carry that time for Jeannette. Pickup of, looks like 3 yards on the play, 2nd and 7.
It was 3 yards. It looked like he was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Wilson looked like they did a pretty good job of moving laterally along there.
Nice job pulling by big number 75. That's guard Matt Highlands.
Jayhawks now have Jordan Hall at the wing, and here comes Pryor on the option, turns the corner, gets it across the 30, and will be bumped out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. They can mark him out actually at about the 33, but it'll be enough for a Jayhawk 1st down.
Smooth, fluid run that time by Terrelle Pryor, and at 6'6", he doesn't have legs that move quickly, but they just cover a lot of ground. And look at him just striding past people.
Well, you know, quickness is in the eye of the beholder here. When you got legs that cover about 2 yards at a time, you know, that's quick. And this guy getting around the corner, he makes so much happen on his own. And that's what's interesting. He's got a great team in front of him, but he makes an awful lot happen when he gets out there, and just, you know, a nightmare for anybody that's out in the open field.
And he'll keep it again on the option, and he's in trouble in the backfield, and he's going to go down. Making the play defensively for the Warriors, Corey Campbell, who plays their strong safety spot up against the run and pins Pryor back at the 30.
What you've got to do with Pryor all afternoon, if you're Brett Comp, is this. Keep him pinned in. You can see right here on the outside, you got a man pinned in here, man pinned in here, and he has to go either in here or nowhere at all.
Give credit to Mike Ryan as well, responsible for containment outside.
Right there, you got to keep it. See right there. Plug the middle, plug the outside, plug this side, and now you got a little bit of a chance to deal with him.
2nd down now and 13 after the 3-yard loss with Terrelle Pryor running. Kenny Grant goes in motion. And this time Pryor with a straight drop again under a heavy rush. Gets away from one tackler, fires the pass. It's caught right at the 35-yard line. Kenny Grant makes the catch. Pickup of about 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Chris Labach with the coverage that time.
Take a look again. You got to rush him a little bit. Everybody trying to get him to throw on the run. He did, but he threw well short of the 1st down there.
So it's 3rd down and 8 coming up now for Jeannette. Nick Spino checks in as a wide receiver. He comes to the near side wearing number 7. Split out right is Devontae Shannon. Pryor out of the shotgun this time, looking for the sideline pass to get the 1st down, and the pass is caught. Stepping and keeping his toes in bounds was Devontae Shannon at the 45-yard line, good for a 1st down.
Excellent route run that time by Shannon, and a nice throw by Pryor as he let it go before the cut was made. And we're going to see it right here.
Look at it, down and out. Beautiful timing play, covered pretty well, but ball actually incomplete. If you watch this, the ball was never, ever caught. That's amazing. Watch the official. Watch this. If we can get that other angle we just had a moment ago. Take a look at this.
Wow.
Let's take a look at the official coming down the side. Official never was looking at the ball after it went out of bounds. Was just looking at the spot.
And instead, the Jayhawks back to the line of scrimmage. They come at first and 10.
Now watch the official right here. Now watch what happens. Here's the ball right in here. Let's take a look. Now watch the official's eyes. The official is still looking here. There's the play going on there, and he does not have possession. It was an incomplete pass.
So the Jayhawks taking advantage, and they go back to the ground game with Jerry Harris. Picks up about 2 to bring up 2nd down and 8. From the 48-yard line of the Jeannette Jayhawks. Again, Pryor in the shotgun.
And there's going to be an encroachment. Somebody jumped and crossed the neutral area.
Looks like it might have been Mike Ryan coming in from the linebacker spot.
That ball, encroachment, defense.
So it makes the job a little bit easier perhaps for the Jayhawks. They'll get into Wilson area territory now to the 47-yard line of the Warriors.
Right there's the encroachment.
So it's now 2nd down and 3 coming up for the Jayhawks. And really, this is a spot in the field if you're Ray Ritz and you want to gamble a little bit early on. This is a chance to go and let Terrelle Pryor let loose. Instead, if you don't get it, go back and forward on 3rd down. 2nd down and 3. But instead, they're just going to give it to Grant on a sweep. He'll get the 1st down as he'll fight his way forward to the 40-yard line.
Penalty flag down on the play, though. And again, looks like it might be where the holding call normally is.
It's right at the line of scrimmage.
I'm guessing procedure, Gare, because it came out almost immediately.
I think maybe the procedure could have been 2 men in motion.
Formation, 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
There you go.
Offense.
So you get 5, you give it back, and we'll go back to 2nd and 8 from the 48.
See, Ray Ritz is not all that excited about the call right there.
Ray Ritz, as Steve Bowen said, is kind of one of those old school type of coaches.
You count them. Only 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage that time. Must have 7.
So now back into their own side of the 50-yard line goes Jeannette. 5:22 remaining in the first quarter. We are scoreless in the Class 2A football championship. Pryor now goes back into the shotgun. And Pryor's going to run the option. And he will keep it. He's to midfield. He's to the 45, to the 40. Foot race down the sidelines to the 20. The 10, forget about it. Terrelle Pryor will take it 52 yards and a touchdown.
And we saw 3 gears on that play.
Yeah,
the first one was when he broke through the hole at the line of scrimmage. The second one was to turn the corner. And then one of the Wilson defenders had an angle on him, and he just started pulling away. That was an amazing run.
Well, give credit to the line on the side, number 58, Josh Westfall, number 78, Matt DeClaudio, or actually Marcus, number 77. But I'll tell you what, you had glide, you had turn, 2nd gear, and then you had the afterburn vapor trail at the end there.
So now the Jayhawks will line up for the extra point, and Anthony Petrolak is their kicker. A line drive kick hit the upright and went through. So 5:01 remaining in the first quarter, and Terrelle Pryor, who is getting a chance to exhibit his stuff on the football field this afternoon, goes 52 yards and a score to put the Jayhawks on top as they draw first blood. And we'll take a break with the Jayhawks on top of the Wilson Area Warriors 7-0 in the Class 2A state championship game on Pennsylvania's Championship Network, PCN.
Reaching, caring, inspiring, teaching. Every day, APSCUF faculty members of the 14 state system universities are making the difference in the lives of students.
What I get to do here is not just teach. Teaching is great, and I love it, but you get to mentor. And mentoring to me means that at certain points, I'm explaining things, but I'm also listening, and we're problem solving together.
Committed, dedicated, APSCUF, Pennsylvania's own state system faculty.
In all the world, there are a select few who at their very core are capable of incredible transformation. Under the most grueling conditions, they are shaped, hardened, sharpened, ready to stand among the most elite of all warriors, the few the proud Marines.
The Jeannette Jayhawks strike first, and with Terrelle Pryor going 52 yards and a touchdown, and on top of the Warriors now by a 7-0 score. Back at Hershey Park Stadium, the site of the football state championships. And Petrolak will kick off, and dropping back deep to receive for Wilson area is Adam Thomas and Sean Hoffman. A little trouble keeping the ball in the tee. Again, as Mike Krause told you earlier, wind conditions will be a factor in this game. It is a bit breezy on the field. Flags blowing strong right now, despite the fact it's a warm, relatively warm and sunny day in Hershey for the middle of December. And kicking into that wind, whistles before the kick hits the ground.
I have no idea what this is.
I have never.
A moment of silence as we all sit and try to figure out exactly what happened. The referee who was lined up at the goal line is the one who blew his whistle.
I don't think he cleared him for takeoff yet.
That might have been it. Apparently the officials had not given the signal to go ahead and kick off. There is the referee for today's game, Charles Suppan. These guys have been busy early on. They had a couple penalties in that last series, but Jeannette able to fend off a couple of penalties, one on against the area, or against Wilson area, and then one against Jeannette. But Terrelle Pryor goes 52 yards, scrambling his way, scoring his 26th touchdown on the ground this season.
Charles Suppan, by the way, gets my vote for the best voice by an official so far in the tournament. I like his voice, very authoritative. I mean, not the other guys did, but this guy's got like an operatic type voice.
There you go. Now this time they change the style as they kick it on the ground, and Wilson area throws it a little bit, and a ball laying on the ground and finally falling on it was Sean Hoffman, and Brett Komp's heart rate just went up about 200 points.
But this is a case of, do you want it? No, not me. Do you want it? No, how about you? And eventually, walking out the end says, let's see, there's no one behind me, I better take it. Here's a touchdown we saw. Now watch this. Here's the slant, then the turn of the corner. Beautiful blocking up front, as we said. Now you see him cruising down the side, you realize someone's there, jet trail, vapor trail, touchdown.
26 touchdowns on the ground, 14 more through the air. Again, you're getting a little bit of a dose of what kind of a special player Terrelle Pryor is all about. Now with DJ Lanahan, a special player in his own right, kind of trying to do his act in the backfield, buys himself some time, had an open receiver, but Corey Campbell could not hold on. Incomplete pass will bring up 2nd and 10.
Last two plays, the kickoff and that play, I think we've seen a little bit of the wind playing its part in the game. More of a squib-type kick because of the wind for Jeannette, and that time that ball seemed to sail just a little bit on Lanahan.
Well, I think Lanahan saw what was coming right out there with Jerry Harris, and just before there, watch Harris come up on him right here, and he's going to get in his face. Here's Lanahan, he's coming out, and here comes Harris. Lanahan released it, I think, a little bit earlier than he wanted to. He's trying to lead, just a touch overthrown.
2nd down and 10 coming up for the Warriors. Again, Lanahan looking to buy himself some time. He's in trouble, and he's going to go down. Penalty flag goes down on the play as well.
Montel Walker comes up out of his linebacker spot and just does a great job, actually out of his nose guard spot, and does a great job there again with that quickness of tracking down Lanahan.
The preliminary indication is a holding penalty against Wilson area. You got to presume that Jeannette will wave it off. Let's go down to the field to Mike Krause real quick.
Fellas, Jeannette defense has really stood up to the challenge in the Whitfield Championship. Greensburg Central Catholic star back only ran for 25 yards and 13 carries. Brookville's quarterback had one pass completion for 12 yards, and then Wilmington's offense, which has 350 yards per game and 33 points per game, they held to 66 yards and only 7 points. This defense likes to stand up to the challenge.
Loss of 9 on this particular play for Wilson area. Back now to the 8-yard line is where Lanahan will start. Looking across the middle, again looking for Campbell, and bearing down on him from the free safety spot was Shaw Sunder.
But the reason is they are putting big heat on Lanahan right now out of the linebacker spot every single time. You're seeing some kind of stunt, some kind of blitz, and right here just making him throw a second early.
We also talked about Terrelle Pryor and the fact that nobody's quite sure that he might not be a better defensive player. His versatility on defense really allows Ray Ritz's team to do a lot of different things because they bring him about every other play.
He's also back there in punt coverage for what it's worth. He'll let it fall at the 40, and then picking it up is TJ Burns. Burns will return it inside the 35-yard line, down close to the 32-yard line. Great field position coming up for the Jayhawks in Wilson area territory at about the 32-yard line.
there's also a thought when you look at Pryor's numbers and when you see him play that it's almost like playground football, that, you know, one guy's the bottle cap and the other one's a piece of glass. But we've seen so far a very disciplined, very diverse offense, but these guys really are getting it done in the trenches just the way that you like it. Crisp blocking, nice execution. They're doing a good job.
We'll call it the 33-yard line, the tail of the football on the 33 in Wilson area territory for the Jayhawks. And they'll keep it on the ground, and they do so with Jordan Hall, and he gets virtually nowhere, maybe a yard, and that's it.
Jason Kern's running the inside trap block there, but nothing going that time. It's a good job by Campisi, Labach, and Kent of getting it on the play.
But Gary, as we've talked about a lot of times, you still have to run those plays, even if they're not successful. And that's about the third time that they've run that one and not got much out of it. You have to keep the defense honest by running all your stuff.
Showing a good mix so far is Jeannette.
Second down and 10 as they give Hall no gain on the play. And this time they'll run Harris to the near side on a sweep. And coming up to make the play in the backfield, DJ Lenahan.
And there's what you do. You string it out. You keep them pinned in. You don't let them turn the corner. Once this team turns the corner, it's lights out. And a great job there by Lenahan. And watch him string it out the whole way along here. Lenahan coming on the line of scrimmage, going to be right about here, and you're going to see him come across. Keep that guy pinned in. Don't let him get out wide on the sweep.
It's what we talked about in the outset. These quarterbacks might make just as much of an impression defensively as they do offensively. Lenahan's come up with a couple of big interceptions in the postseason for Wilson area, including a 95-yard return last week against Wyomissing that virtually won the football game for the Warriors. Out of the shotgun on 3rd and 9. Pryor looking to go to the sideline pattern. Incomplete. Lenahan on the coverage. Spino was the intended target.
One of the raps you hear on Pryor is the throwing motion. The same rap you heard on Vince Young when he came out of college. And I've heard a lot of people who know something about quarterbacking say you can teach a better throwing motion in college. You can't trio. Now watch this. Watch it coming from the kind of side. It's kind of like a sidewinder throw. Look, it's a short arm type of throw. It's not the classic cock it back and set it.
Spino also, when he went to plant for his cut, didn't slip per se, but had a little trouble getting out of that cut. Not to say that it was the greatest pass Pryor's ever thrown, but that was just insult to injury.
And on 4th down, the Jayhawks will leave the offense out on the field and go for it. 4th down, and a penalty flag comes in as Pryor looking to buy himself some time with a straight arm. Looks to throw deep, looking for inside the 5-yard line, and the pass intended for Shannon is an incomplete pass. Again, a penalty flag thrown right around the line of scrimmage.
You got to think this is going to be waved off. If you're Wilson, obviously, you're going to get the ball back. It looks like a hold here on the left side. Nope.
Procedure penalty called against the Jeannette Jayhawks. And again, the Warriors will decline the penalty. We'll get the official call coming up.
Illegal formation on the offense. That will be refused. First down, Wilson.
So the first big defensive stand of the game comes from the Warriors, who's with Jeannette starting at their own 33-yard line, and Jeannette holds them. And now Wilson area will take over on downs from their own 31-yard line. So Lenahan looking for his first completion of the day, 0 for 4 to start. He's going to run the option. Here goes the toss sweep to Hoffman. Hoffman to the 35, and that's about it. Dangerous toss that time for Lenahan.
What Lenahan did, though, is he got Adam Locke to come up. And you'll see Locke number 13 come up on Lenahan. Now watch this. Coming left. Now here's what you do. Stop there. To sell the option, you've got to make a man come to you. And you're going to see number 13, Locke, come over here. Let's see him right here. Sell it. Here comes Locke. Boom. Now pitch it back. At the moment you have the man sold on it. Not a bad play, though, getting the option out there.
We'll pick up about 4 on the play to the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 6. This time with a play-action fake, but a whistle and another penalty flag hits the turf at the snap of the football.
I think there was some movement in the offensive line.
So both teams getting a little jumpy at the line of scrimmage. That's a encroachment against the Jayhawks.
Obviously some movement on the defensive line as well.
I think we've had more flags here in the opening quarter than we did all the game last night.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, 2nd down.
3rd penalty of the game officially against the Jayhawks. Of course, they had one declined on the end of that last series, but it makes now for a 2nd down and about 1 coming up for Wilson area at the 40-yard line.
And here's one of those places you get the free play maybe and toss it.
Lenahan from the shotgun thinking about doing just that, but again gets flushed out of the pocket. He'll run for the first down instead, out to about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, he's not the only quarterback here that can run. Great footwork and nice vision because he avoided with cuts a couple of oncoming Jayhawk tacklers. That's a nice run for Lenahan.
Lenahan averages 5.4 yards every time he runs, 747 yards. And here he is, kind of a make-up-your-mind quarterback draw here. I don't think it was a quarterback draw to start, but it ended up being that. First down.
A 4-yard gain for DJ Lenahan to the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Their first down of the football game. Lenahan looking to try to buy himself some time repeatedly behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to end up running with it again. He'll take it to about the 46-yard line, but constantly under pressure early on.
Well, and what they're doing on the Jeannette side of the ball is they're keeping him pinned in. You know, you're looking out there, you see Chris Hall, you see Jason Marquez, and they are doing a wonderful job of keeping him hemmed into the middle right now.
And they might be back here next year, too. They start 1 senior, 9 juniors, and a sophomore on defense.
Devontae Shannon, number 4, coming from the outside linebacker spot in a hurry in that last play. And now on the option, Lenahan sees a gap and goes right for it, taking it into Jeannette territory, down to about the 40-yard line. First down pickup for DJ Lenahan.
What a block by Nick Daly, number 53, out of his guard spot. I want to tell you what, he was into the secondary with a block here. You're going to see him come. Look right here. He's taking on the block and then all the way down in front. And you couldn't quite see Daly there, but I'll tell you what a job he did of getting into the secondary with about an 8-yard block.
And if you want to know how quickly the synapses work in DJ Lenahan's brain, that was as quick an option decision as you're going to see, and obviously the right one, too.
1st and 10 for the Warriors at the Jeannette 40-yard line. Lenahan, again, buying himself time, finds an open receiver. The pass is caught inside the 25-yard line. And a good job of getting himself open was Corey Campbell. Another first down for Wilson area.
Corey Campbell with his 31st reception of the year. He was running a long crossing route down left across the middle of the field, and Lenahan just kept his poise. Over here he's going to line up. You're going to see him come down all the way across down here. Lenahan buys himself some time. He's going to nail him right in here.
That's the first completion of the day for DJ Lenahan. It's a 17-yard pickup to the 23-yard line. Final 30 seconds of period number 1. Lenahan this time again under pressure, gets himself free and will dive to about the 20-yard line.
If Terrelle Pryor is still a work in progress, you might want to get some tapes on DJ Lenahan. He's just made some outstanding decisions so far in this first quarter, both throwing and running the football.
Timeout, Wilson.
The Warriors call the timeout. And PCN's Wall-to-Wall Farm Show coverage will run Saturday, January the 7th through January the 12th. Some of the highlights include a high school rodeo and the sheep to shawl competition, Gary Sutton's favorite. Yes. Governor Rendell will lead the opening ceremonies live Saturday, January the 6th.
I want to see Governor Rendell do the pole ride and the sheep to shawl on the same day. There you go. That takes some talent.
That's a full day's work.
You ever see these people do the sheep to shawl? It's unbelievable. I mean, these people have great talent.
Speaking of great talent, we've seen a little bit of that so far this afternoon, and Brett Comp and the Warriors call the timeout. 12 seconds left, clearly, to keep the wind at their back with this first quarter coming to an end.
You know, Lenahan, I was going to say earlier, is taking what is a rush to try to make him stop passing, and he's using it as the draw play for himself right now because the zone back there is doing a pretty good job covering up his receivers.
You talked last night, talking about Drew Astorino for AAA champ General McLean, about selling the option. Lenahan sells whatever he wants to sell because he drops back and lets the rush come to him from the outside and then steps up in the pocket and makes a decision. Do I throw it? Do I run it? And he's been great so far.
You think anybody here is thinking pass, knowing they just called timeout with the wind at their back at the last play of the quarter? Watch this. Everybody's going to be playing pass. Here comes a blitz.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Lenahan looking for the corner and the touchdown to Campbell. He catches it for the score.
What a great throw.
Corey Campbell at the goal line makes the catch for the touchdown.
Corey Campbell runs the fade route.
Let me correct myself. That's not Corey Campbell. That's Adam Thomas, number 26, who makes the catch.
Adam Thomas with his 9th touchdown catch of the season. He runs a fade to the left corner. The blitz was coming. They did a great job of picking it up again, did the Wilson line, and then Lenahan stayed in there and delivered it on the money and right into the corner to Thomas on a beautiful fade route to the left corner.
20 yards on the hookup, 20 yards on the touchdown pass from DJ Lenahan. And now the extra point to tie the game coming from the foot of Mike Ryan. Straight on kicker, up and splits them. 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and the Warriors get on the scoreboard and make it a 7-7 tie.
You won't see a better ball thrown than that one by DJ Lenahan. That was, it took a while to develop, and Gary, you mentioned the blitz. They picked it up early on, and then you'll see one of the linemen coming in. That's just a great throw.
Look at this slant to the corner or the fade, whatever you want to call it. I mean, just a perfect throw. But does Brett Comp look like a genius? It's the little things and the little moments you take advantage of. And he says, hey, I got the wind in my back. I want to make sure I've got everything where I want it. And he throws that pass with the wind behind his back. Perfect throw right into the hands of his best receiver.
30th touchdown pass of the season for DJ Lenahan, and the 10th touchdown reception of the season for Adam Thomas. And as Steve said, if you want to throw a highlight reel out there, and the recruiting process of DJ Lenahan is still ongoing. Talking with Brett Comp about that as before the football game. As this season has gone on, more and more people are starting to get a chance to see DJ Lenahan and saying, you know what, 6'3", 200+ pounds, passes like this kid's a big-time player.
7 plays, 68 yards, 2:44 off the clock, and a very, very good timeout called during the course of that drive.
There you go, and Lenahan, a 22-yard TD pass to Thomas, his 30th touchdown pass of the season, and of course we said a moment ago for Thomas, his 9th touchdown catch.
And so now kicking off with the wind at their back and some miscommunication with the Jayhawks back there, and they let it trickle into the end zone, and so Jeannette will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Take a look at that touchdown one more time. You look, stay in there and throw that fade route, and just a beautiful look to Thomas, who had everybody beaten, found the place behind the zone deep and tossed it down there, pitch and catch.
So now it's Terrelle Pryor's turn. Try to see what the Jayhawks can do on offense. Again, 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. He'll keep it on the ground with Kenny Grant trying to turn the corner, and he'll get nowhere. To the line of scrimmage, and that is it. And so the final play of the first quarter turns out to be no gain for Kenny Grant. And we'll take a break at the end of 1 quarter of play in the Class 2A championship game. Our score, the Jeannette Jayhawks 7, the Wilson Area Warriors 0. 7-7 Jeannette and Wilson Area. We'll take a break. We'll come back to Hershey Park Stadium with more after this on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
PIAA Sports Championship on PCN is underwritten by the Association of Pennsylvania State College and University Faculties. Every day, APSCA faculty and coaches of the 14 state system universities are making the difference in the lives of students. Committed, dedicated. That's APSCA, Pennsylvania's own system faculty. And by FIA, Pennsylvania's best choice for affordable student aid solutions. FIA is proud to be a sponsor of the PIAA Football Championships, funding higher education in Pennsylvania for more than 43 years. FIA's gift to Pennsylvania is the future leaders, caregivers, and innovators we help create.
Welcome back to Hershey Park Stadium. Alongside Gary Sutton and Steve Bowen, the Jeannette Jayhawks, the Wilson Area Warriors in a slugfest early on, as you see the first quarter numbers statistically, with the Jayhawks doing it on the ground and the Warriors doing it through the air, and it's a 7-7 tie. And Jeannette keeping it on the ground as they'll go with that inside shovel pass with Jerry Harris getting the call. And Harris will take it out to about the 29-yard line and it'll bring up a third and about a yard.
We talk so much about the quickness of the Jeannette defense. We saw some great quickness right there by the Wilson area defense. That looked like it was going to go for a lot more than the 8 yards that it did, but they closed in fast.
Well, Dayton Wolf and Chris Hall, number 52 and 50 respectively, on that line, doing a great job opening up the hole. And you know, you talk about Jerry Harris, 384 yards this year, 5.8 yards a carry, showing you why right there, as he picked up 9 on the opening one.
On 3rd down and 1, they go with a 4-receiver set and spread out the defense. And Terrelle Pryor keeping it and trying to get the first down, and it looks like they may have gotten enough to get the first down. They do.
Well, they start at the 20 and it's laying on the 30. That's an easy call.
There you go. I do like the way they're mixing it up so far. A little inside, a little outside, a little all around the town, as you see. And this is a team that has a lot of different weapons. Derry had 568 yards this year. Hall had 501. Harris with 384. But, of course, there's Pryor, 1,556 yards for the year.
First and 10. Pryor this time with the quarterback keeper. Pryor will turn the corner to the 40, to the 45-yard line before he's bumped out of bounds. It'll be another first down run for Terrelle Pryor.
That is their bread and butter play. They love to fake it and run the quarterback option there, and everybody buying the dive immediately holds the defense for a moment. Watch this. He'll fake to the inside, right there, freezes the defense, and then to the outside, and then you must contain him on the outside. When he gets around the corner, look out.
The speed and athleticism is something that people marvel at. I'm not sure everybody realizes this kid's 220 pounds. We just saw him run out of a tackle by DJ Lenahan, who's a pretty good tackler in his own right.
And just in case nobody else realizes, he's also only a junior. So just to give the rest of Pennsylvania a little bit of a scare.
Well, and speaking of that, Bob, this is a team that comes in, they average 33 points per game on the season. But as the season's gone along, people have started to understand how good this offense is. They've started to look at it. So their yards aren't coming as easily during the postseason run as they did early in the season. But I like the idea, as Gary mentioned, that they're still mixing it up, a lot of variety on the offensive play calling. Oh, and they have number 11, too.
And he's got the football, and he's got room to run. He's in Wilson area territory. Cut back to the 30. Another cut back at the 25 to the 20, and bumped out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
If he keeps going straight down the field there, it's a touchdown. He made a bad move there at the end to go to the outside. He had it. All he had to do was put out the laser burn again, and he had it. But he made a move to the outside. And watch this. There's the fake again. Make the cut here. Show you a little leg there. Go. Now, right here, he's got it if he stays right here and goes straight down. Instead, he comes to the outside, and that cost him a TD.
Maybe one too many moves in the weapons for Terrelle Pryor, but he's still fun to watch.
Nothing but space right there. He can split those two guys. Instead, he comes back here, and the defense gets a chance to recover.
He is a human video game. I mean, that's why I like watching him run.
Well, you know the other thing, when you're 6'6", and you've got the headlights like he has, you're always looking out over everybody.
And how about chastising a kid for picking up 39 yards?
I know. I'm not chastising.
I know what you mean.
His level of excellence is so darn high, you go, where were the afterburners? You can just run by those guys, for heaven's sake.
Picky.
I know. I wanted Raquel Welch to cook, too.
Jordan Hall on a 1-yard pickup to the 14-yard line. Second down and 9.
How about this? 6 carries for 105 yards, 17.5 yards per carry. But he could have had another touchdown. No, I'm kidding.
Let it go.
It's only 9:44 left in the second quarter. I'm sure he's probably thinking, I got plenty of time.
I think there's a few highlights left on that film.
Second down and 9 coming up for the Jayhawks at the Wilson area 14-yard line. Here comes Pryor on the toss. And the toss outside to Jerry Harris on the option goes backwards as the Warriors were waiting for it.
Pryor, and I don't mean to sound critical again, never sold this option play. Watch this. He's going to come over here. Now, you got to get someone to come to you. Stop here. And right here, you got to have someone come to you before you pitch it out. Watch Lenahan. Lenahan is shadowing out here on the pitch back man. Let's see what happens. You'll see Lenahan play it perfectly. Takes down the pitch man, Harris, right there. And a wonderful job of playing the option.
Third down and 17 now after that 8-yard loss on a great play by the Warriors defense.
What really starts to sell that is when you start to make the move toward the line that was Pryor didn't do. He kept on going lateral, so you knew he wasn't going to put the run on, which everybody's worried about every play.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pryor going to set up a screen pass, and a great catch by Shannon to the 15-yard line. Pays for it. Corey Campbell came up and laid him out at the 15.
Nice concept there. Devontae Shannon in the middle on the middle screen, letting everybody coming in. A good chance there to just kind of hold for a minute for Pryor, and then Pryor used it. Watch, let everybody come. And everybody's coming, believe me. Then right over the middle to Shannon, the blocking sets up. Wilson does a good job of shutting down what looked like a pretty good play there for a moment, Steve.
They're going to try a 32-yard field goal with Petrolak.
Petrolak does have a strong leg. And he's got the wind at his back. And it's blocked. The Warriors got through and blocked it at the line of scrimmage.
It was number 17, Corey Kent, coming all the way across there to get the block. Great job. Kent, a junior, 5'10", 175-pound linebacker, came flying across there.
He's actually the back, in addition to his linebacker duties, he's the backup quarterback, watching them warm up. So the backup quarterback of DJ Lenahan doesn't get a chance to play quarterback, I'm sure, a whole lot with DJ Lenahan, but he makes his presence known as he blocks a 32-yard field goal attempt.
I was reading something Coach Rich said the other day, and he said, you know, if Petulak gets a chance to kick with 4 seconds to go to win a game, he said, I'll put him back out there. You never know how prophetic that will be again. Though this one was blocked, got one heck of a kicker right there, and especially the wind to the back. So who knows? That foot may decide the game yet.
Well, the offense for the Warriors starting from their own 10-yard line. DJ Lenahan with another incomplete pass. He's now 2 for 7 throwing the football.
Well, and again, we talked about quickness today so much, guys, and I think the quickness of this Jeannette team defensively is making a lot of things happen there for Lenahan that he'd rather not be happening right now. He's not getting a chance to really set his feet and throw that many balls, although we saw the great touchdown pass a few moments ago.
Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Lenahan this time will roll out, looking for a receiver he overthrows Adam Thomas. And Terrelle Pryor was there defensively. Makes it 3rd down and 10.
With all the pregame hype about the battle of number 11s, I think lost on both sides is the really good play of the defensive backs for both defenses. Both sides do a really nice job of disguising coverages. They have good quickness back there. A lot of size for Jeannette, but it's tough for either of these two guys to find an open receiver. When they do, that's when we comment on what a great throw.
Here they come again with the blitz, and there's that little screen over the middle. A nice job getting the first down for Wilson.
The fullback, Chris Labatch, who makes the catch, and it will be a first down pickup to the 25-yard line.
Watch what happens. You got the blitz coming straight up the middle, so where do you throw it? Right into the middle from where the blitz came, and you get Labatch just coming out of the backfield, circling in. Watch it again. Labatch is going to come right in here, and you get a beautiful little pass for the first down.
15 yards on the hookup to the 25-yard line. 7 minutes, 35 seconds remaining first half. 7-7 is our score.
Both these quarterbacks doing a good job of reading so far what the defense is giving and then taking what the defense gives and go somewhere else like that.
Lenahan with a bullet of a pass. It's caught. Making the grab is Anthony Ventura, the junior, the man they call Ace Ventura, making another first down pickup to the 40-yard line.
He had 2 down and out to the side routes this time, 1 short and 1 long, and he hooked up with the long one. Again, the defensive line did a good job. He got 1 short coming down here and then 1 longer, and he picks a long man and gets him just along the sideline. First down again for Wilson.
1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 40-yard line after a 15-yard pickup. Lenahan again out of the shotgun, fires the pass, it's incomplete. Let's head down to the sidelines to Mike Krause.
The offensive line of Wilson, senior center, number 52, Sean Monahan. When they were freshmen, they said we're a real strong group of athletes. If we work hard, and we got a special talented group, if we work hard, we can be successful. Lenahan started as a freshman quarterback. His first year was 3-7. As you can see, they did work hard, played in the state championship for the 2nd time. Their hard work paid off.
Lenahan, a record-setting quarterback. He holds a couple of passing records from his performance last year's state final, including 345 yards passing. And now he's running, and he's across the 45-yard line, dives close to the 49-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down, but he'll bring up 3rd and short.
Here's an interesting little lineup. You put Labatch back there with you, and he's right next to you, and he becomes the blocking back right away for you, and you, in essence, go out of a kind of an eye situation. Labatch gave him a good block, good pickup by Lenahan, and again, 3rd down and short.
I'm guessing that 3rd down and short, the guys we just saw coming into the lineup for Wilson, this might be their jumbo package because everybody was 70 and above, and everybody who came out was 22 and below.
So it went from air raid to perhaps ground assault with a 3rd and 1. They have to get the midfield to get the first down. The football just shy of the 49-yard line.
Well, one of the guys you look at coming in, number 74, Grant Vosberg, a senior, 6'4", 295. He's not a bad target to get behind. Look at him over at his tackle spot.
There you go, full house backfield behind DJ Lenahan. The give is to Hoffman, and Hoffman in the surge will get it into Jeannette territory, and a first down for the Warriors.
First 2 plays of this drive were errant passes by DJ Lenahan, but We've also seen him, Gary, you were talking about taking what the defense gives him. He ran a little wheel route with Labach, a tremendous throw out to the sidelines to Ventura, and then we saw the run as well.
Look here again, a good slant blocking the whole way right there to get open for him, and he got right on the backside of Ruoff. 6'3", 225, actually ran away from the strong side and picked up the first down.
Sean Hoffman, an interesting story, ran for 1,100 yards as a sophomore, broke his leg early in the season last year, missed the state championship game, comes back this year to run for over another 1,000 yards as a senior. This time Lenahan under a heavy rush. The pass will be ruled incomplete as Lenahan gets buried deep in his own backfield.
I know there's some people who want intentional grounding on that, and you can see the one fan right there who wishes he had stripes on, but it wasn't. When you see the reason he threw the ball the way he did, he was brought down as he was throwing the ball out to the flat, and he did have a man out in that area, so I think a good no call here by the official. Watch this. Good pressure. Again, it's the blitz. Now he's taking off. Watch him start to throw.
Chasing him.
Yeah. There you go. And you see Pryor, number 11 on number 11. But you can see as he was throwing it right there at the end, Pryor brought him down just to start trying to get the throw going.
On second down now and 10. Lenahan again in the rush, finds Hoffman. Hoffman with room to run, tries to work his way around the block. Great play defensively. Defend off the block and make the tackle as T.J. Burns, but it's going to be awfully close to another Warrior first down.
Here Jerry Harris came blitzing again from the weak side, which is basically the side, the blind side, where he really couldn't see it. Now watch this. Lenahan's looking to his right. Stop right there. You can see Lenahan's looking out here. Here comes Harris, but what's left open when Harris comes up? Right out here in the flat. Take a look. That's presence right there, ladies and gentlemen, at the quarterback spot.
The Jayhawks will call a timeout with 5:54 remaining in the first half. Wilson area 7 and the Jeannette Jayhawks 7. DJ Lenahan now 5 for 13 throwing the football, but 5 different receivers have caught the football for the Warriors.
And that's coming from upstairs right there. They know what's happening. They've picked up the blitz pattern right now for Jeannette, and they're saying, okay, sell it right, throw it left.
The eyes of the world will be fixed on Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania on February the 2nd, and PCN will be there with live coverage of all the festivities and Phil the Groundhog's much anticipated weather prediction. 6 more weeks of winter or an early spring. And you can see on your picture right there just how excited Phil is to tell you the weather.
Yeah, he's
there
right there, huh?
He's
upside down.
He's standing beside himself.
Rapping Phil.
He's standing on his head. He's so excited about telling you the weather.
Just keep saying it's a Caddyshack thing all over again. I had visions that in my sleep last night.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line of the Jeannette Jayhawks is where the Warriors will start this next series. Labach in the backfield, and it's a designed quarterback draw for Lenahan. Lenahan breaks a tackle to the 30, the 25 and 20, and finally brought down at the 18-yard line. 20-yard gain for DJ Lenahan.
I want to tell you who's doing some yeoman duty up there. Labach, but also Josh Ruoff, number 51, laid a block out on the left side that opened up the hole for Lenahan, and he took off with that same play we saw a moment ago out of kind of an I formation. Now here's Labach. Labach is right there. Stop there. The hole's already opened up on this side, and Ruoff is the one that opened it, and then you see Lenahan taking off and getting downfield, and a good sustained block there as well by Corey Campbell.
A drive that started on our own 10-yard line, now in Jeannette territory to 19. Lenahan looking for the corner of the end zone. The pass this time intended for Ventura is over his head and incomplete.
And again, mixing up the offense for both sides, but this has been a really nice drive for Wilson area, and they're known as the air raid team, and you've got the record-setting quarterback. Well, they've done a lot of damage on the ground on this drive.
12th play of this drive right now. You talk about sustaining a great drive. Here it is.
9 first downs for the Warriors so far in the first half. 5 in the air, 4 on the ground. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Lenahan again looking for the corner of the end zone, and again it's just out of the reach. Justin Skirbo was the intended target that time.
Yeah, good man-to-man coverage on the outside. Was trying to take advantage of it as Pryor was coming over from the safety spot to help out, but just overthrew it a little bit.
And you need to have a quarterback with confidence. Obviously, the numbers he's put up, he's very confident, but you're going to make that throw, you know, when you call it, it's probably going to be in that same spot 9 times out of 10. Just a little bit overthrown.
You're talking about maybe a couple inches, and that's a touchdown.
Sure.
3rd down and 9 for the Warriors. Hoffman in the backfield beside Lenahan. Lenahan again looks for the corner, doesn't like that corner, now throws back across the middle. Ventura was the target that time, and the pass is incomplete.
That pass was just slightly behind Ventura at the end. If that's a foot in front of him, again, it's a touchdown. But a great job of that offensive line of giving him time to throw basically what was a 20-yard pass downfield. Here you go again. Look at this line. Doing a great job keeping everybody to the outside. Lenahan steps up into the pocket and just a little bit low and behind.
And so now, after a field goal attempt for Jeannette, now the Warriors will come on to attempt a field goal. This one from a 36-yard distance from Mike Ryan. The straight-on kicker has enough, I believe. No, he does not. Does not get it through the upright. So with 5:07 left in the first half, the score remains tied. 7-7 is our score. The Wilson area Warriors, the Jeannette Jayhawks, both have put one in the end zone. Both have missed field goals. And we stay at the stalemate of 7-7 in the Class 2A championship. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more from Hershey Park Stadium on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
Hey, man, what's up? I'm paying it back. Hey, what's going on? I'm paying it back.
Join thousands of people who use UPromise to pay back their PIAA AES student loans. And the best part is, you don't have to spend an extra cent. Just buy the stuff you buy anyway, and a portion goes to pay back your loans.
We're paying it back. I'm helping my niece. Pay it back.
Just go to payingitback.com to get started and pay back your student loan faster. Another free benefit for Pennsylvania families from PIAA.
Need my A game today. I've worked hard for this. Gotta give 110%. I've trained. I've prepared. Don't forget, leadership, teamwork, communication.
That's right. A game today and every day.
Stay involved in interscholastic athletics. Become a PIAA registered official. Stay in the game.
5:07 left in the first half. Jeannette 7, Wilson area 7. And guys, we talked about it a little bit in the open that when you get two teams that are, everybody's anticipating the great offensive showdown, it's the defense that's winning out so far.
Well, but it's a bend but don't break philosophy for both defenses, and the offense is certainly getting to show off its wares as well, but the defense is stiffened inside the red zone both times.
Terrelle Pryor wants to keep it again, and he breaks a tackle to 25, to the 30 and 40, 45, 50, 45 and 40, and finally tripped up inside the 30-yard line. Coming up to make the tackle, I believe, was Corey Kent. And a touchdown-saving tackle at that.
This is their bread and butter play. They love this play. You're going to see it run it a lot during the course of the game. Again, we showed you the inside handoff. He'll fake here. That's what sells it. And then take off. Good job of weaving his way through. Good sustained blocking out in front the whole way there. As you saw number 58 doing the job out there. That was Josh Westfall leading the way. And that's what helps to get a guy like that open. Sustain a block into the secondary. Westfall was able to do that.
Terrelle Pryor now with a $170 on the ground. 30 yards through the air. He's already over the 200-yard barrier. And we've got 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Pryor this time will give it and let somebody else run for a little while. It's Harris who will get the call inside the 20, down to about the 17.
And a real good thing that quarterback is 6'6" because that snap was about 8 feet high. But Pryor had not only the good hands, but the great leaping ability to pull that down and still keep the play going.
Pryor makes everybody around him better because the focus is on him the whole time. So every time you hand it to somebody else, there's got to be a momentary surprise on the defense. That time it was Harris on a nice little counter motion going through the middle. And again, second and short. You live for these situations constantly.
And here comes Pryor on the keeper. He'll get the first down and looking for more. Not a whole lot there. As he'll get inside the 15, we'll go down the sidelines for Mike Krause.
That team is a special group. This is the first experience they've ever had in the state playoffs. The fans, the kids feel the pressure because not only do they want to win for their players, their teammates, and their coaches, but also this community. This community's embraced them so much. They had a road game this season 2 hours away, and they had more fans at their game on the road in a 2-hour drive than the home team. They're just enjoying this whole season.
You talk about a great program there too, Mike. 633 wins over the years, 7 WPIAL championships, but they've never won a state championship, and that's the one thing missing from the crown jewels.
First and 10 coming up, and they'll keep it on the ground with Jerry Harris, and they'll take it home for the touchdown from the 12-yard line.
You've got to think that the previous play that didn't pick up much yardage, but did get him a first down with Pryor just on the straight keep. That opens up a little bit of an area. Great blocking up front on that little delay play.
Led by Matt Gabrus, number 58, or better yet, Josh Westfall, number 58 in that left side. I'll tell you what, absolutely dynamite over there. Open up the hole. We'll get a chance to see it again in a minute.
Extra point coming up from the foot of Anthony Petrolak. Kick is up, and it is good. 3:53 remaining first half. The score now, the Jeannette Jayhawks 14, the Wilson Area Warriors 7.
Gary, some other numbers about the Jeannette program. 13 straight years in the WPIAL playoffs, and a lot of people would say, well, yeah, but a lot of people get in the WPIAL playoffs. They've been one of the higher seeds each of those 13 years. It's a program, and we can see by the number of fans across the way, they travel very well. Another great crowd here this afternoon.
Let's mention Jason Kearns there, too, the pulling guard on the inside on the trap block. And Kearns really helped to open that initial hole, but the blocking was so good there, just opening up the hole. And you don't need much for these speedy backs here on Jeannette.
Harris's 12-yard touchdown run, his 8th score of the season. The Jayhawks, as Steve mentioned, the WPIAL champions, their first championship since 1983. They beat their arch rival, the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions, a team that many felt was the best team in Class 2A in the state of Pennsylvania. They were the number one ranked team for a number of weeks for a while. And Jeannette actually beat them twice, once during the regular season and again for the WPIAL final.
I don't know about you guys. This is an enjoyable game to watch.
Is.
I'll tell you, just quickness, athletes, well-conceived offenses, defenses, good coaching so far, quick lines. Other than that, it's really boring.
Both number 11s have performed up to expectations because they've both played very well. But both defenses, I think, are the keys to what we're seeing. A tremendous pursuit from the backfield. A great job of plugging holes. Trying to defend the option.
Well, and for both the defenses, they just feel like they're trying to keep the lid on the pot of steam on each side that represents those huge offenses.
And Jeannette kicks it short and taken by one of the up men. A little bumping and shoving after the play is over with. The Warriors are going to get great field position at their own 45-yard line.
You get to play in a short field. There's Jerry Harris. We talked about his game this afternoon. 5 carries, 28 yards, 5.6 yards a carry. He's been outstanding today so far. And, of course, during the season, 5.8 yards a carry. So he's right on task thus far in the game.
I'm not sure if that was a kick that short by design or maybe a little bit of a miss. It's tough to tell.
Ooh, and there's a little shiver there at the end.
That's what the Wilson fans in front of us screaming a little bit. Sean Hoffman in some serious trouble in the backfield, and the Warriors go backwards on their first play, a loss of about 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, the defense was coming full bore this time, and there was nowhere to go. I think Jeannette was sending most of the town on that play.
Loss of 8, actually, on the play. Sean Hoffman dropped back at the 37-yard line. Second down and 18 coming up. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Labatch in the backfield with Lenahan, who drops back and sets up a screen pass to Labatch. Labatch at the 45 and leans to about the 47-yard line. Gets back the loss on the play before that, and a couple more to boot. It'll bring up about 3rd and 8.
If you remember a couple years back when Troy Brown of New England was one of the league's leading kick blockers, he would start from about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage and just kind of slingshot his way around the end. That time, Terrelle Pryor did the same thing. He had a running start. He looked like a Canadian League football receiver.
Or Gazelle, I mean, his safety blitz that time for Pryor.
3rd down and 8 coming up for the Warriors. Lenahan looking across the middle, looking for Campbell, and it's just off his fingertips and incomplete.
Covered well there by Jerry Harris, but I think the ball was thrown just a little bit early, and Campbell really not ready to catch the football at that point. Watch this. Ball's just thrown a little bit early. You're going to see Campbell coming right here to the middle on a post route, and just a little bit overthrown, trying to throw in the seam of that zone, and that's a pretty tight seam to have to throw into.
Something we haven't seen in a while in this football game, a punt coming up. DJ Lenahan will punt it. High short kick. It's going to head out of bounds. Not a good kick that time by Lenahan off the side of his foot. And the Jeannette Jayhawks are going to get pretty good field position out of it at the 38-yard line.
Okay. Yeah, 38-yard line. I'm looking here at 43, but I was dyslexic in school, so don't worry about that.
Nice job on that last series by the Jeannette defense, and it all started with the fire engine blitz on the first play with the 8-yard loss. Even though there was a nice little screen pass by Lenahan up the middle, it came up with 3rd and long, and it was based on that blitz.
Terrelle Pryor, who is thrown for over 1,500 yards and run for over 1,500 yards on the season, showing more of his legs today, but he just paid for the price of it right there as he took a heavy hit, dropped on the spot by Josh Campese.
Campese said, I've seen that play once too often so far. The inside fake and the quarterback keeper, and Campese just came up and stuffed it out of his linebacker spot. That's the 86th tackle of the year for Campese. Look at this. Pryor looks like he's getting ahead of Steve, and all of a sudden, whack.
Gain of a yard on the play for Pryor, and that's it. 9 carries, 176 yards unofficially on the ground for Terrelle Pryor. It looks like he wants to run again, or is he? No, maybe he's going to throw. Looking to go deep. He's got an open receiver, and Spino makes the catch at the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Jayhawks.
There's the problem. If you're a defensive player, you worry about Pryor. He looks like he might be running. He pulls up, and they got behind the safeties, and that was all she wrote. And a great pass from Pryor and leading his man downfield.
I was just going to say, that's probably as good a ball as Terrelle Pryor can throw. And he did it with patience. Stopped and then just heaved it down the field and hit Spino in stride right on the hands. That's an outstanding throw.
You know what happens? He freezes your eyes. He's rolling out. You're saying, oh, no, he's going to run. I'm going to have to go out and make the play. And he freezes you, and then all of a sudden, that offensive speedster on the outside, Spino has a chance to get behind, and that's all she wrote.
And Petrolak has his kick blocked. He never really got it off the ground. And so with 1 minute and 41 seconds remaining in the first half, the score now, the Jayhawks 20 and the Warriors 7 on a 61-yard touchdown pass from Terrelle Pryor to Nick Spino.
2 plays, 62 yards, 42 seconds. Those are the kind of drives you live for. Now watch this. Right here, stop. Now, see, when he's right here, everybody now, eyes are all here looking at him. And when that happens, the receiver's going to have a chance to run right to the post. You take a look here. Now he's got his man. There they are. He's behind after everybody's vision was frozen. Now it's just a foot race to the end zone. All eyes on Terrelle Pryor, and Terrelle Pryor knows it, and he's a double threat. And I'll tell you what, people can talk about his motion all they want. That's a pretty nice floating pass out there in front of his receiver.
From that first angle, you got a great look at that, Gary, because as Spino was running past defensive back that was assigned to guard him, the defensive back was still looking at Terrelle Pryor.
It's kind of like the deer frozen in the headlights look.
So Terrelle Pryor showing everybody the skills, the athleticism that the young man possesses. Again, coming into this season, he was known for his basketball exploits more than anything. Averaged 21.5 points a game last year as a sophomore for the Jayhawks. And played a significant amount of basketball over the summer, AAU basketball. Asked Ray Ritz before this game, at what point in time did you actually get Terrelle Pryor on the football field? He said, well, we finally got him in July, but he did spend a lot of time working out over the summer months, and he is significantly stronger than he was a year ago. Let's head back down to the sidelines now, again with Mike Krause.
Thanks, Bob. Steve, to follow up on what you said, the defensive backs have the major concern because of the threat of Pryor's run. They got to be alert to if he's released across the line and release the receivers. Coach Comp was concerned about that all week at practice, making sure the D-backs stay with the receiver and not release too early. And there, just that little step was a gap all they need with Pryor's throw and keeping the runner in stride.
15th touchdown pass of the year for Pryor, and just a great look downfield on that. As we said, the fact that he can run is the big deal.
And another incomplete pass coming up that time. Lenahan trying to find Anthony Ventura, but another incompletion for DJ Lenahan.
Lenahan looks like he's throwing low an awful lot. And again, maybe well a credit to the Jeannette defense so far, but he's looking like he's getting his chance to kind of set his feet in there right now, but he's throwing about 3 balls low, Steve.
I like the move that they make. He goes right to the sidelines when the play's done, because there's about a 7 or 8 second difference between when they start the play clock. He gets the play direct from Brett Comp.
Buys himself a little time this time and finds an open receiver. It's Campbell, makes the catch, walks the tightrope down the sideline to about the 36, maybe 37-yard line. It'll be a first down pickup.
Campbell's going to run a great down-and-out route. What you like about it is Lenahan waits until he knows he's got first down yardage, and he makes the pass here. And just a good down-and-out, square-out route on the side, first down, Wilson.
17 yards on the hookup, second catch of the day for Corey Campbell.
There's that down-and-out route, perfect, and then just turning up and getting that extra yard for the first down.
First and 10 at the 37 for the Warriors, 1:26 remaining. Here comes Lenahan on the option. He's going to keep it. Great pitch fake, and he's going to run into Jeannette territory. 30, 25, 20, 15, and finally brought down at the 10-yard line. A terrific play fake by DJ Lenahan on the option keeper.
And who did he fake out? His counterpart, the safety, Pryor. Pryor was up ready to make the tackle, and he was already past the line square. So watch, here he comes to the option. Stop here. You got a man right here. He has a chance to option to, and he's making the turn around the corner, about ready to go past the line of scrimmage. You're going to see number 11 come in the picture, stop here, and he just faked him with that little pitch back pass and just headed toward the end zone. I'll tell you what a great play by Lenahan.
We talked about these quarterbacks and their ability to throw, and you can't forget about their ability to run.
That's the whole thing. As much as the Wilson defensive backs have to be concerned with Pryor running the football, so too does Jeannette.
And here comes Hoffman running the football, and Hoffman hit at the 3 and barrels his way in for the touchdown. Great second effort by Sean Hoffman to get the touchdown for Wilson area.
Sean Claus, number 78, and number 36, Chris Laboch, through the two blocks here that opened the hole a mile wide to get them out. We'll see it here in a moment. I'll tell you what, you could have run 5 of us through that hole. They just did a great job blocking outside and inside. And that opened it up for the Wilson touchdown.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that the hole closed at the 3. He got whacked twice. That's a good, hard run. That's why, this team makes it. That's why all these teams make it.
Hoffman's kick tipped at the line of scrimmage and no good. So another missed extra point. And so the score now with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining in the first half. It's the Jayhawks 20 and Wilson area 13.
Let's take a look right here. You're going to see it. Here's the block I'm talking about. Right there's the one block there, the block here, and there's a hole that's going to open up right through here, and watch him come through hard. Go ahead. You can see the hole right there. Beautiful block sustaining it right there, and then on to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the tackle that Steve made reference to that he broke, I believe, was Terrelle Pryor at the 3-yard line. Here it comes. It is. Terrelle Pryor didn't wrap him up, and Hoffman made him pay for it, gets it into the end zone for the final 3 yards from an 11-yard run for a score.
You got to love the name of that guard, Sean Claus. What a time of year to be given a gift like that block.
Pryor made up for that, though, as he was the one who made the big rush on the extra point try, and I think certainly disturbed the kicker.
We've had 3 kicks blocked so far today, 2 against Jeannette, now 1 against Wilson, so it has not been exactly a special teams part today that's going to win the game, at least thus far.
So now the score again, 20-13 with 1:05 remaining, and with Terrelle Pryor and company, this half is clearly not over. 1:05 is a wall of time with an athlete and athletes like the Jayhawks have.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're just seeing like all kinds of wares on display today by both these teams, particularly the offensive end.
If you're an offensive coach, having athletes like that, it's got to be like winning the lottery, because you think, what kind of fun could I have coaching these guys, and schemes can I come up with? Kickoff goes out of bounds. The Jayhawks will have a decision. Do they want to take it at the 35 or make them kick it again? It looks like they'll take it at the 35-yard line. And we'll remind you that basketball season is right around the corner. And, of course, PCN will be there starting in January with our high school game of the week. Our regular season coverage will culminate in March with the PIAA Championships live from State College. Check out our website for more information, again, at PCNTV.com. And the high school basketball schedule will be released in the next couple of days. And tentatively scheduled, we expect to see Terrelle Pryor and the Jeannette Jayhawks very possibly on our weekly schedule. So again, the kickoff goes out of bounds, and the Jayhawks will take the football at the 35-yard line with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining in the first half.
I think both teams might have scored too soon on their last touchdowns, because there was certainly enough time for Wilson to go down and score. And with 1:05, all bets are off with Jeannette.
Well, again, if you get him on the option, Pryor that is, rolling out and having the option to run or pass, real dangerous. He was looking for the screen play and smelled out by Wilson.
And Joshua Ruoff comes through and gets the sack.
Ruoff's having a dynamite game on both sides of the ball so far, and this time they were bringing the full house. Everybody knew a pass was coming up.
Timeout.
And Ruoff jumped
Wilson, second charge timeout.
That's interesting. The Warriors called the timeout, saying, well, Jeannette, we want to get the football back. That's a dangerous call.
I'm not in favor of calling the timeout of stopping the clock necessarily, because it's kind of like,
Russian roulette?
Well, I'm thinking giving the dynamite to Mongo in Blazing Saddles. Don't do that. It'll only make him mad. I mean, I just think that, what I'm trying to say is that at this point in time, I don't think you want to give him more seconds, him being Terrelle Pryor, to do what he does. We've already seen some stunning stuff, 170 plus yards already in the first half. And
on the other hand, it's proactive thinking. You're saying to yourself, I want another chance here, and you take advantage of every little moment. And we saw Brett Kopp do that at the end of the first quarter by staying with the win for one more play, and it paid off for a touchdown. So he's saying, hey, I know we're going to put the ball in the air right now. We might have a chance for a pick off and get some good field position as well.
I just want to make sure I earned my cookies. Joshua Ruoff with that sack. His mom delivering cookies up here. We made sure we said it was Joshua, so I earned my cookies. And Joshua, thanks for getting that sack. I'll make sure I earn it. Here comes Terrelle Pryor making things happen and getting out of bounds at the same time at about the 32-yard line.
We talk about the maturation of Terrelle Pryor. That time a blitz from the left end.
Corey Kent.
And Pryor saw it right away, took one step back, and then came where Kent was.
Stop right here. You'll see Corey Kent coming off this side. He's coming around right here, and Pryor is going to dance right into the area he vacated.
So this time the Jayhawks will call the timeout.
You see Pryor, just keep him in front of you for the defense for Wilson, and for Pryor, just looking for anything to the outside where he can turn the corner on you.
And now you've got Ray Ritz, who's saying, well, we did okay on that play. Let's see what we can do here. He's trying to save some time. This is an interesting last minute and 5 seconds, and I think, both coaches are making some decisions based on what they hope their side of the ball does.
We invite your comments and thoughts on programming on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. You can contact us, PCNTV.com.
I'll tell you the play that's been good to them. You're going to think I'm crazy. Everybody's looking for the pass in this play, a little inside fake, and the quarterback keeper, and it's opened up for them so far in this game. I think it's a good, safe call at this particular point that has turned into some big yardage for them so far in a touchdown. The other play that you do here is this get Pryor out in the flat, give him the option to run, or again pull the defense up and maybe pass deep. Let's see what he do.
3rd down and 13 coming up, and the Warriors perhaps drawn offsides, or do they jump?
It's procedure. The center kind of juked the ball a little bit.
So take them back 5 yards to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 18.
Dead ball, snap infraction on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
4th penalty in this first half for Jeannette. All of them have been some semblance of procedure penalties.
They got the whole spread offense here, which tells me it's probably going to be the quarterback draw or the quarterback fake and run. Here we go.
Harris goes in motion, and they hand it off to him. Harris on the sweep, gets to the 30 and gets maybe to the 35-yard line, and that's it. So they try to play it a little conservative that time, and the clock now stopped with 39 seconds remaining.
And so if you're Wilson, it paid off here. You're going to make them have to kick the ball, and that's not necessarily always a given. And you're going to get the ball back with a chance.
Wilson area, last charge timeout.
There you have it. The Warriors do call their 3rd and final timeout of the first half with 39 seconds remaining. It'll bring up 4th and 10 for Jeannette, and the Jayhawks will have to punt the football.
I agree, Gary. It's a roll of the dice either way. It just, I guess I'm a little bit more conservative in my thinking in terms of the other guy can do some spectacular things with the ball, and we've stopped them maybe 1.5 times out of 3. I would rather have the clock run out and go
but
ahead.
But as a coach, and I think on the defensive side, you just say your defensive message and said, hey, I have trust in you guys. He may have gotten a couple big touchdowns so far, but you guys can make a stop. His defense just made a big stop here at the end. They're proactive. They're going to take that into the locker room here at halftime with him, and they've also turned it over to the offense to give them a chance and see what you can do here at the end of the half.
So Terrelle Pryor, we presume, will punt or will he?
4th down.
It's 4th and 10, and Pryor is lined up in the shotgun. So unless we got a quick kick here, the Jayhawks are going for it.
Wow.
And a snap over his head. Pryor going to go back and try to pick up the football. It's not going to matter. Wilson area is going to get the football back inside the 10-yard line.
Unbelievable.
So Ray Ritz really rolls the dice, and the Warriors are knocking on the door.
And is Brett Kopp looking pretty smart now with his timeouts, right? That proactive defense we talked about. And instead of kicking, they roll the dice, and the dice just give up snake eyes at the moment at least for the Jayhawks. Look at this. Pryor just trying to save the ball here. It's picked up there by Wilson, not able to advance it. They finally leap on it.
So there's 29 seconds left, and with a quarterback as accomplished as Lenahan, that's a huge amount of time.
But you have no timeouts. You really got to get to the end zone quickly here. And now you're going to have to pick it up, and you're going to have to spike the ball quickly as the clock's going to tick down. They have no timeouts left, and you really have to pass the ball.
Hoffman on the toss that time gets to about the 6-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play.
Defensive player down there for Jeannette, an injury on the field.
And that's a break for Wilson. An injury timeout to Jeannette, which causes them to stop the clock with 14 seconds left, and that's a break for the Warriors.
Now, what happens here is you can't run a running play. And you're going to have to spike it here because you're going to start the clock as soon as the injured player's off the field.
And Lenahan does spike the football, so it stops the clock with 13 seconds remaining, and it will bring up 3rd down.
Now, here's the situation. You cannot pass the ball short of the goal line here, unless it's somehow you see a screen play and the guy's wide open, because you have nothing left. It's going to have to be 2 passes in the end zone, so you're going to see the defensive line coming like crazy for Jeannette, and let's see what they have. It should be a full set of receivers out here for Wilson area.
They'll bring 2 to the left, and they'll bring 2 to the right. Labach is the fullback beside Lenahan. And Lenahan thought about keeping it. Now he's going to get dropped, and who does it? Terrelle Pryor.
Again, the delayed blitz, perfectly timed by Pryor. And I'm not sure they're going to get it.
Oh, they just bought themselves maybe another play. We'll see.
Yeah, but the problem is it's an injury timeout, so it's Lenahan.
Yeah.
There's good and there's bad. There's good in the sense that the injury timeout stops the clock with 2 seconds left. The bad is it's DJ Lenahan who's hurt.
And he's going to have to come out of the game. That means if Corey Kent gets a play off here, and you can't really get a play off because you're going to have to spike it to stop the clock. Because as soon as the defensive player, the player's off the field that's injured, you're going to have to spike the ball to stop the clock. It's 4th down.
They're going to try to bring the field goal team out to try to kick a field goal.
I don't think you're going to have time to do it.
Mike Ryan's coming out on the field.
You can see right there, you see the leg going up and just twisting over right there, and that's where the problem was.
So Terrelle Pryor makes the play on defense with the sack of DJ Lenahan. Now, Lenahan had been playing over the course of the season with a banged-up ankle. And I don't know if that's the problem or not, but that's the concern right now as you see DJ Lenahan laying right now on the 15-yard line after the sack by Terrelle Pryor.
This is going to be the shortest, quickest count you've ever seen on a field goal effort. And Ryan's going to have to get this one off quickly.
Football is at the 11-yard line, I believe. So you're looking at about a 29-yard field goal attempt from Mike Ryan if they can get the snap up. The holders got a little bit late.
It's going to be a race to get this off here.
And it's like Adam Thomas is going to take a knee at the 18-yard line.
Timeout, Jeannette.
Oh, my goodness.
I am amazed.
Last charge, timeout.
I'm amazed. Jeannette just bought Wilson a chance to kick this field. I'm a little surprised at that. Now, maybe the coach felt they were a little disorganized, but you know, it was going to be a race to get this thing off with the 2 seconds to go because they're going to start the clock the moment they got Lenahan off the field.
Brett Komp just got an early Christmas present if this field goal is good. So the football at the 11-yard line, you're looking at about a 28-yard attempt coming up from Mike Ryan. Now, kicking has not been exactly money so far today.
Bob, because of the timeout by Jeannette, they're talking that with the timeout, that might enable Lenahan to come back into the game. That was the discussion on the sideline.
Nope. I don't think he's allowed back in. I think I think he's got to be out of play.
It's got to be a play.
Yeah, and obviously there hasn't been one.
And now you have a chance to set up your field goal team and at least get a good clean look. Now it's into the wind, and you're going to have a 22-yard effort here.
And you're going to have 6'6", number 11 flying through, as he's done already once today.
Actually, that's 22. It's actually going to be about 27, 28 till you get done with this.
It looks, Tom is going to take a knee at the 18, which makes it a 28-yard field goal attempt from Mike Ryan.
Into the wind.
Pryor, for what it's worth, is lined up to the right of the defense, to the left of the kicker. Snap good, hold good, kick is up, and it's good.
Wow.
So the Wilson area Warriors get the 3 points as the gun sounds to end the first half. It's been an interesting one, to say the least. The Class 2A championship is at the halftime break. We invite you to stick around as Mike Zambelli and Jim Mills will take you through some highlights from the first half and some numbers as well. An inside look at both of these teams, the Jeannette Jayhawks and the Wilson area Warriors. We are at halftime of the Class 2A state championship game here from Hershey Park Stadium. And the score at the break, it's the Jeannette Jayhawks 20 and the Wilson area Warriors 16. Don't go away, anyone. This promises to be a great afternoon of high school football on the Pennsylvania Cable Network, Pennsylvania's championship network.
Coaching, caring, inspiring, teaching. Every day, APSCUF faculty and coaches of the 14 state system universities are making the difference in the lives of students.
Their experience in athletics definitely affects their performance in the classroom.
I think it's discipline in the athletic world. I think it's discipline that makes you great in the academic area as well.
Committed, dedicated, APSCUF, Pennsylvania's own state system faculty.
I want them to aspire to greatness.
Tomorrow's college stars are on the rise today here in Pennsylvania. Watch the high school standouts this weekend at the PIAA Football Championships on PCN. The PIAA Football Championships today on PCN. PCN tours can be watched at your desk or on the go too. Just visit PCNTV.com. Click on PCN Online and watch tours at the usual times during the week. Or click on Podcasts and download a tour and watch it anytime you want on your computer or your video iPod. Get PCN tours the way you want them, on cable, online, or on your iPod.
At this time of year, you have to put some more thought into getting around safely in your car. And if you're traveling around Pennsylvania, you need more than a local forecast to help you make plans. That's where Weather World comes in. The team at Weather World brings their years of experience together to tell you about weather conditions all over the state every weekday. Weather World, weekdays at 5:45 p.m. on PCN, only on cable.
The official record of history often leaves out the individual's point of view, but 33 Pennsylvania veterans tell how they saw history while they were making it, in World War II, in their own words. Based on the PCN series, this book is an ideal holiday gift for anyone who wants to learn more about this remarkable generation. $14.99 plus shipping and sales tax. Call 1-866-726-8433 or visit our website at pcntv.com.
Get your VHS or DVD of this PIAA championship. Visit our website at pcntv.com or call toll-free 1-866-PCN-VIDEO. All championships are $29.95, including shipping and sales tax.
You're watching PCN. PCN is supported in part by Comcast. PCN, only on cable.
After a slow start in the 2A championship game, Jeannette and Wilson providing all the highlights you would want. Here in this first half, the Jayhawks a slim 4-point lead over the Warriors. We welcome you back here to Hershey Park Stadium. Mike Zambelli joined by Jim Wilson. What an action-packed first half. For a while there, Jim, there weren't the points to show for all that action, but the two teams both made up for it with a flurry towards the middle to the end of that second quarter.
Well, Mike, these two teams are like two firecrackers just waiting to get lit. You see the situation on both sides, both quarterbacks living up to the hype, something you don't see very often. Both quarterbacks running and passing with the football. What they came in here doing all year, they're capable of doing here this afternoon, and they've done it again. Now what happens here is they finally woke up, and boy, the action's been great in the second quarter.
For those of you who thought maybe a little too much hype on these two quarterbacks, DJ Lenahan and Terrelle Pryor, we now know why this game was centered around these two guys. And Jim, it's not just on the offensive end. They've both played tremendously defensively as well.
They have played great defense. Wilson with a great defensive stand, really changing momentum there at the end of the first quarter. And you can see the situation here. Pryor had a couple good hits. Even on that last one for the Wilson touchdown, Pryor had a nice hit.
Let's take a look at some of that defense we were talking about. And Jim, as this game played on, there were some interesting things happened at the end of the game. I'd love to know what Ray Ritz was thinking about on that fourth down. Was he going to kick the ball there? There was a high snap from center. But here we're looking at some of that defense and the sack for the Jayhawk defensive unit.
Oh, they did a great job, and then you're going to see how they're really, really doing a good job of keeping Pryor intact, and that's the key. You see Brandon Perkins, number 33, come in here and block that field goal attempt there early in the second quarter. Then you're going to see Pryor get a big-time sack here to end a drive by Lenahan there, and that's the kind of plays that have made the defenses really, really vital here in the first half.
Well, we take a look at these Jayhawks. They come in here with a 14-1 record, and obviously not a surprise to be here. Let's take a look at their regular season schedule, Jim, and just one hiccup there. It came in week number 3. They come in here riding a 12-game winning streak, averaging 33.4 points per game.
And Mike, well, all they've done is beat everybody they needed to do on the Whipple. They have a situation where, Aliquippa came in as the number 1 seed. They beat them in the Whipple. Greensburg, they had to play twice during the year. And what happens right there is the first time was 7-2. Everybody said muddy field, bad conditions. They turn around, look what they do, 24-14 in the second go-around. Last week was probably one of their finest defensive performances against Wilmington, as they ended up holding them to their first down on the first snap of the fourth quarter.
They participate in the WPIAL Class 2A Interstate Conference, and there you get a look at in a 3-way tie there with Greensboro, Jeannette, and Yuff. There for the championship, all finishing at 7-1.
Really tough conference there. You see what you got, 11-2, 14-1, 8-2 in the top 3, 7-1 in the league. As you said, Mike, very tough conference to get themselves out of, but they've come back and led by that man in the middle there, number 11. It's been very easy to see why they came out on top.
Jeannette 8-2 last year, of course, under the direction of Ray Ritz. 8-2, 22-year assistant at the school as well. Take a look now at the Warriors of Wilson, and of course a participant in the Colonial League. But here their schedule, and the interesting thing with them, Jim, is you look at them being behind here. Wilson fans might say, hey, we've got them right where we want them. They've trailed in both their PIAA playoff games, and twice during the regular season battled back from double-digit deficits to win football games.
I think, Mike, when you have an offense under the number 2 guy in the state, the most prolific thrower there in DJ Lenahan, you get that confidence, and they've come back from a lot of those deficits. As you said, you look at there when they came back, and they really did a nice job during the playoffs. They went over Penargil very easily, but then Palisades, a lot of points on the board, giving up 25. Lakeland, they were down, as you said, while missing in a very tough game last week. Lenahan turned the tide with a defensive interception for a touchdown last week. So he's been doing it on both sides of the football, and as you can see, he's doing it both ways again here
this afternoon.
Interesting to note on their schedule, three teams, Palmerton, Penn Argyl, and Palisades, they had to play a second time and defeat them 2 times during the season. Undefeated champion, first time for Wilson. They are the second time, I should say, the Colonial League champions, 10-0. Remember last year they made it to the state finals, but it was Northern Lehigh that actually won the championship, and this is a league that by far is one of the most improving leagues in the state. You're looking at the 4th representative over the last 6 years in the state finals. Of course, Wilson the last 2 years, Northern Lehigh was here in 2003 and Penn Argyl in 2001.
Very underrated league. They've sent a lot of representatives to the playoffs in the past couple years. They come in averaging 34 points and giving up 11. Very, very tough league to get to score that many points on. But the thing of it is they have a great offense, and they're showing it here this afternoon.
Well, let's take a look at the first half highlights. And, for all the glaring numbers, let's remember, first of all, for Terrelle Pryor, while he's had a great game, don't forget he also has had a 70-yard touchdown returned as well. But DJ Lenahan really got things going. I think it started for them, Jim, with a defensive stop, 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and then the running of DJ Lenahan kind of opened things up for the passing game.
It definitely did, Mike, and that's the fact that he saw that the passing game wasn't working for him. He knows he can run the football. He's run all year for a lot of yards, so he just opened it up with the running game.
Well, and then the passing game was there to be, as well as, DJ Lenahan. I have been informed from Michael Krause that DJ is okay and will return to start, and that is good news for Warrior fans going into the third quarter.
No question about it. You see here he runs a great screen pass, just not enough patience on the part of the running back there, number 30, and that is Sean Hoffman. With a little bit more patience, they might have had another score there as well.
Have we seen a better player than Terrelle Pryor?
Oh, there's no question about it. He just glides across the field, Mike. Nobody can get a good shot at him, and I'll tell you what, he's very calm, cool, and collected. That first run, he ran in the end zone like he was just doing warm-ups.
Well, we've only played a half. We've got a lot more to come, and it promises to be a great second half. 20-16, the Jayhawks over the Warriors here will return from Hershey Park Stadium with your third quarter after this.
The Earth is moving through space at millions of miles per hour. Shouldn't you know where you're going? If you're planning to continue your education after high school, you have many things to consider.
What are you going to major in?
Has it chosen a school yet? Have you mailed your facts up?
How would you favor school?
Let educationplanner.org guide you. It's your one-stop career and college planning website. It's easy and it's free. Educationplanner.org, leading the way to your future.
Tomorrow's college stars are on the rise today here in Pennsylvania. Watch the high school standouts this weekend at the PIAA Football Championships on PCN. The PIAA Football Championships today on PCN. The State Farm Show has something for everybody. Which event are you better suited for? Trying to hold on for just a few pulse-pounding seconds to a frenzied, ground-shaking 1,800-pound bull? Or maybe you prefer a contest where you weave sheep's wool into a colorful shawl? Whichever you prefer, you'll find both events and everything in between during Farm Show Week, beginning January 6th on PCN. Only on cable. Need a gift idea? How about a PCN tour or a Gettysburg Battle Walk for the holidays? If the person on your list likes manufacturing or following in the footsteps of Civil War soldiers, go online and visit the PCN store for a list of tours and battle walks you can buy on VHS or DVD. And now you can preview parts of our most popular programs before you buy. Shop at the PCN store at PCNTV.com or call 1-866-PCN-VIDEO.
At this time of year, you have to put some more thought into getting around safely in your car. And if you're traveling around Pennsylvania, you need more than a local forecast to help you make plans. That's where Weather World comes in. The team at Weather World brings their years of experience together to tell you about weather conditions all over the state every weekday. Weather World, weekdays at 5:45 p.m. on PCN, only on cable.
Get your VHS or DVD of this PIAA championship. Visit our website at PCNtv.com or call toll-free 1-866-PCN-VIDEO. All championships are $29.95, including shipping and sales tax. You're watching PCN. PCN is supported in part by Service Electric Cablevision. PCN, only on cable.
Jeannette 20, Wilson area 16 in the Class 2A state championship as the Warriors and the Jayhawks going toe-to-toe with one another all afternoon long. It's been a bit of a back-and-forth seesaw ride over the course of this afternoon's game. My name is Bob McCool. To my right, Gary Sutton. To my left, Steve Bowen. And guys, this first half, we've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen some good. We've seen some bad, but the one thing, Gary, we've seen the most of is some really great athletes.
Oh, it's just been unbelievable the whole first half. And you watch Pryor and you watch Lenahan, but you watch these quick offensive lines. Great defenses so far. Defenses that bent but did not break, and we're going to see some of that in the highlights right here. And it all starts with a great pass to the outside that really wasn't a pass. It was caught, but was counted. Then you see Pryor. Watch this. You start with the ignition, turn the corner, you move into cruise, and now watch afterburners. Boom. Sprint away for the first touchdown of the game, and Pryor really a star of the first half.
And then DJ Lenahan took over and started to show that he can do it on the ground, and then eventually Steve through the air as well.
The nicest pass we've seen probably in 3 or 4 years here. Just a great throw to that short corner route.
Last play of the first half there with the wind behind it. Then Pryor again showing, has a bust to tackle too on that fake to the inside. The quarterback keeper that was so good to him in the first half. Look at him just cruising on toward the end zone again.
And the one thing we have to remember is, let's not forget, on the last play from scrimmage, Terrelle Pryor made the play defensively, sacking DJ Lenahan, and Lenahan got up limping a little bit. So let's wait and see what the status is of DJ Lenahan to start the second half.
But we just saw another great throw, this time by Pryor to Spino to get the touchdown.
So it has been a little bit of everything, and this is where it really got ugly at the end of the first half, and it set up a field goal from Mike Ryan from 27 yards out, and that's how we end up with the score of 20-16 at the first half break.
And you look how even it is, 11 first downs to 12 so far. The Jayhawks actually one down to the Warriors. Completions, 5 of 6 for the Jayhawks, 7 of 20 for the Warriors. Passing yards even, but you look at the rushing yards, and there's where the Jayhawks have really had it all first half with those big plays from Pryor. Total yards, 303 to 131. Third down conversions, only 1 out of 6, 2 out of 7. But the big one has been the big plays from Pryor, and that really stands out here in the first half and why they have a 4-point lead.
And Steve, he was working on a 200-yard day before that snap over his head, but we're only halfway through. It could still be a 200-yard day.
And I even think that the 131 is a little deceptive, because while Jeannette has played very well defensively, it's also been some short fields based on some good defense by Wilson area in certain spots. They haven't had to go nearly as far as Jeannette has. And boy, those 90 pass yards by DJ Lenahan are really stunningly good passing yards.
And we talked a lot about the quarterback matchup between the 11s of Terrelle Pryor and DJ Lenahan, and there you see the numbers in the first half for these two young, outstanding athletes.
Well, you look at Pryor, 5 out of 6 in the passing department for 92 yards, 12 rushes for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the other side, Steve, Lenahan maybe not as good in the pass department, but getting it done on the ground when he's had to so far with 103 yards himself and a touchdown. So both quarterbacks giving what the defense has given to them so far and making something happen for their team.
And I think it's a little bit of a reversal. We thought that it was going to be Lenahan with the huge passing numbers, and they're not. Pryor's passing numbers aren't great, but he's been pretty good in finding receivers. Lenahan, though, on the ground has really kept Wilson in this.
Bob, I think both defenses, too, have been very proactive so far. We talk about the quickness today. Maybe not the big defenses you look at sometimes, but very, very quick defenses, as we said, have bent but not break. That's kind of been the theme.
And the one thing you have to remember, just to get back to those numbers for Terrelle Pryor, that snap over his head on that final play for the Jayhawks actually goes against his rushing numbers by definition. So you add on what was about a 25, 26-yard loss onto that 139-yard rushing. And again, he's up into 160, 170-yard category, plus he's close to 100 yards throwing the football.
Well, let's say the end of the first half, too, got a little bit interesting there. You've got a fourth down situation where it looks like if you're kicking away, you're probably okay. They went for it on fourth down. You get the high snap, goes down inside the 5, and then what you have is no timeouts, 29 seconds to go, and you run a running play. You're now forced to eventually down the ball with about 2 seconds to go. Lenahan's hurt. That's the only reason to get off the field. Looks like you're probably not going to either get the field goal off or you're going to have to rush it. And the other coach bails him out with a timeout now. It gives you a chance to set up that field goal and get it a kick. So Lenahan obviously up and around here to start the second half.
Around on the field, yeah.
But, just some interesting situations that kind of occurred back to back to back there to end the whole first half.
I really can't wait to read the explanation by Ray Ritz. I have the feeling that they may have been setting up for some sort of a quick kick on that fourth down, because as I was walking back here, there's all the radio guys, and I think at the same time they were all saying, and then they inexplicably went for it on fourth down. I'm pretty sure that he'll explain it away as a quick kick.
Let's head down to the sidelines now and bring in our fourth member in Mike Krause.
Thanks, Bob. I got a chance to talk with Ray Ritz. He said this is just a good football game. He thought that they would not stop that clock on Lenahan's injury, so he thought the clock would run out. He was a little confused trying to clarify that. On the Wilson side, Lenahan will return. He just took a pretty good shot, needs some time to recover. Coach Comp is concerned about the defensive backs not holding on to their defensive assignments, and that's causing for that long play. And also in the mid-level of their defense, being a little bit over-aggressive, creating that space.
And that's exactly what was one of the concerns with Brett Comp, was to not give up on the play with Terrelle Pryor scrambling and buying himself some time. The Warriors will start with the football in the second half. So the field goal at the end gets them to within 4 points. And now with DJ Lenahan fully healthy, and the Warriors will start the football in the second half and see if they can maybe take their first lead of the game. Another short on-the-ground kick by Petrolak and the Jayhawks, and Wilson area will start with pretty good field position from about their own 40, maybe even 41-yard line on the return for the Warriors. Jacob Fogle.
If one were to have any criticism in this game at all so far, it would be the special teams kicking games. I mean, they have just not been up to par outside of the field goal there at the end of the first half that we had just talked about a moment ago. But the kicking today, you don't want to give these two teams short fields to work on all afternoon. You're going to pay a serious price eventually.
And a little bit of a different look for the Warriors to start, as they start in an I formation with Labatch at the fullback spot, Hoffman at the tailback spot, and obviously the Jeannette Jayhawks were not fooled a bit.
Not at all, as they were met up front there by Sean Monahan and Steve Depew, number 52 and 54, respectively, who just basically stuffed the play right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, and a nice job handling what, for a lot of offenses, is bread and butter play. For this offense, it's a little different look so far. That's the first time we've really seen out of an eye just a straight off guard, off tackle play.
Two receivers to the left, or excuse me, to the right of DJ Lenahan. Tight end Mike Ryan to the left. It's Hoffman again out of the eye. This time he breaks tackles and gets into Jeannette territory, and very close to a first down. They had to get to the Jayhawk 49-yard line, and that's just about where he is. And it's either going to be third and short or first and 10.
I think it's going to be first and 10 where they're putting the spot down right now, if we're looking across the line correctly. You see Hoffman having a great game so far.
Officials are going to call for a measurement.
It's a great season so far. I didn't mean a great game there, a great season.
Over 1,000 yards. Again, he had a 1,000-yard season as a sophomore. Missed this state final last year for the Warriors. And he was out with a broken leg, but he's back over 1,000 yards this his senior season.
191 attempts, you saw 1,080 yards, 5.6 yards to carry, 18 touchdowns.
And he just got 10, as it's a first down for the Warriors at the Jayhawk 49-yard line.
Always like this when a coach comes out the second half and shows you something that you haven't seen, just to get you thinking a little bit. And then normally what will happen, you go one or two series like that, unless it's just totally working well, and you come back to what you did before. And it makes the players defensively have to kind of change up their thinking modes a little bit, and that's exactly what you want to do.
Warriors had 12 first downs in the first half, 6 on the ground and 6 through the air.
Showing blitz.
And they go with the fullback Labatch, and Labatch gets hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Leading the charge there was number 31, Montel Walker, the nose guard, who just basically came down in the play.
No gain on the play to bring up second down and 10.
Take a look. Everybody's up on the line of scrimmage. Watch number 31 right there. Montel Walker shedding the block and making the tackle right there.
So Labatt, who had 2 catches in the first half for 25 yards, gets his first carry and gets nowhere.
You talk about leverage on the tackle. Montel Walker had just a great stance, just leveraged himself right in to finish off the play.
Staying out of that I formation. This time tight end right, receivers left.
Everybody coming to get on the blitz.
And here comes Hoffman. Hoffman with room to run to the 40. First down and more to the 30. 25-20 down the sidelines and finally wrapped up and the football comes loose. And Jeannette is there to fall on it at the 6-yard line.
Wow. Unbelievable. People are going to want to say, well, the ground caused the fumble. He actually came down on the body of a Jeannette player, and then the fumble ended up coming off the body.
The first turnover of the football game, and it comes following a huge run from line of scrimmage, about 40-plus yards, 43 yards to be exact, before the football comes loose.
Here you see it, the blitz is coming. The whole right side opens up, and taking advantage of it right down the side. As Hoffman looks like he's going to go the whole way, and all of a sudden brought down right here. Now watch, he comes down, and he lost the ball right there early.
Devontae Shannon coming down, number 4, right there, and strips it loose.
Beautiful job by Shannon of never giving up on the play and turns it back over to Jeannette.
At the 6-yard line of the Jayhawks. 10-16 remaining third quarter. 20-16 Jeannette on top. They will stay on the ground to start this this second half with Jerry Harris getting the call. Harris's 12-yard touchdown run, the difference right now on the scoreboard.
And Jeannette came out with a little bit of a different look too, a power I formation that time. Not a bad idea when you're back inside the 10-yard line.
And especially when you had the experience at the end of the first half inside that 20-yard line and the huge mistake that cost him 3 points.
Harris gets 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 8. Big turn of events. Second quarter ended with some big turn of events, and the third quarter starts with some more. They'll go back out of that I formation. This time I think it's Jordan Hall who gets the call. We've seen a steady diet and changing of running backs. It is Hall who gets the call, and Hall will get out to about the 14-yard line.
The running backs for both of these teams really run in between the tackles hard. We've seen some really good, solid running. We'll see it here. We've seen it from Hoffman. Fun to watch when you just line up helmet to helmet and see what happens.
Jason Kearns with a great block to the outside that time, 6'2", 240. Number 67 pushing it out and opened up enough of a hole to get him within a short 2 yards for a first down.
They got to get to the 16 to pick it up. Pryor under center. They give it to Harris. Harris' surge will get him the first down, and then he pays for it. And I think DJ Lenahan had the stick.
I think he's got just the first down. And they're moving the sticks right away, and the official says no need to measure this one. Let's go forward, 1st and 10.
I thought that was kind of quick decision, because where the mark was from the near side official was just at the 16.
Well, he actually did get across. It got pushed back, and the official comes in right there and says, hey, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Campese also in on the tackle with Lenahan, and Jeannette in some trouble in the backfield. Harris, I believe, made the carry, but it was nothing but blue jerseys around him, led by Mike Ryan on the penetration into the backfield. Actually, it was Jordan Hall on the carry.
And Dennis Ryder in there as well, number 40 on the defensive stop. So Wilson smelling out. A little bit of smash mouth look here the second half by both teams so far. First half, you saw a lot of guile and a lot of French pastry. In this half, you're seeing a little bit more just straight up, my line's better than your line kind of football.
Loss of a yard on the play, 2nd down and 11 for the Jayhawks. This time, play action fake, and Pryor wants to run. Straight arms his way out of a tackle, straight arms his way out of a second, before finally being bumped out of bounds by Corey Campbell at about the 17-yard line.
Wow, that's a community tackle right there. Just a great job on that spread option run by the Warrior defense.
Watch this. Campese stopped there, flushed him out, and you're going to see him tracked down on the far side by Perkins, who finally forced him out. Campese did a great job, almost picked him up there, and then here comes Perkins across to finish off the play.
So just a yard gain for Terrelle Pryor. Seemed like he ran a lot further than that, but he got just a yard. As we're now inside of 8 minutes remaining third quarter of play.
I said Perkins. I need to correct that and say Corey Campbell. Thank you very much. Number 22. So the Campbell family, do not despair. We got it right.
And they got to call a timeout. Yep. They broke the huddle with only 3 seconds on the play clock.
Timeout. They had 2 players scrambling to get off the field in a hurry. And so the Jayhawks will have to call a early timeout here in this third quarter.
So what do you call here if you're the Jayhawks right now? You know, again, one of the things they've done all afternoon is try to get Pryor to the outside a little bit with the option to run or pass, or that option play where he fakes it to the inside man and then heads on down the field himself. But I think they're probably going to keep it in his hands and let him try to create a little bit again.
I agree, and probably run to the far hash because that gives him more space. When they strung him out, it was right at the middle of the field.
Terrelle Pryor, we've talked about it, with state of Pennsylvania has gotten a taste of what this young man is like as an unbelievable athlete.
Here was the opening touchdown of the game, and we showed you what he can do when he turns the corner. Cruise, jet at the end, and Pryor just outstanding there. Then you see Pryor with a fake to the inside. He can do it the other way, too. Getting to the outside and fighting his way down the side, picking up a first down. Pryor, an outstanding athlete.
Right now, his team faces a 3rd and 10 from its own 16-yard line, and Pryor on the option. He's got it still in his hand. Now he wants to roll backwards, and he's in some trouble back inside the 5, and he's going to go down. And the guy who shut him down for Wilson area was number 33, Brandon Perkins.
Well, I gave Brandon Perkins credit for that tackle a few moments ago that he didn't make, but he made one on this one that was huge. And you want to talk about getting good field position back, you're going to see it coming up here. Now look at this. He's going to keep it. It looks like the option play. He's got Harris out there. Now he says, whoops, nothing going on there. Flushed out of the pocket by number 80, Mike Ryan, and then brought down back there by number 33, Brandon Perkins, with a little help from his friends, Josh Pacini in as well.
So on 4th and 23, Pat Garner will make sure that his heels don't touch the end line, and he'll punt the football. And the Warriors are coming after it. And he just gets it off. Adam Thomas is the deep man, and he'll let it roll to a stop at about the 35-yard line. So Wilson area trying to turn the game around in a hurry, came after the punt, but they were not able to get it.
As a playmaker, you want to realize that you can do all that stuff. We'll talk about it later. 6:57 to play, third quarter. Still 20-16 in favor of Jeannette. You're watching PIAA.
Coaching, caring, inspiring, teaching. Every day, APSCUF faculty and coaches of the 14 state system universities are making the difference in the lives of students.
Your mentor, your friend, your teacher, and I think the last thing you do is coach.
My overall mission is certainly the student athlete. Their experience in athletics definitely affects their performance in the classroom.
Committed, dedicated, APSCUF, Pennsylvania's own state system faculty.
PIAA is a nonprofit corporation and a voluntary membership organization that develops and enforces rules regulating interscholastic athletics. PIAA establishes and enforces eligibility rules, adopts contest rules, registers officials, and operates championships without state or federal funds. PIAA believes that the student athlete is best served by emphasizing the amateur, educational, and character-building aspects of high school sports, and recognizes that students are in school primarily to obtain an education.
6 minutes, 57 seconds remaining in the third quarter after Terrelle Pryor is sacked inside his own 5-yard line. The Warriors of Wilson Area High School have great field position following the punt. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the Jeannette 35-yard line. Class 2A state championship game on the line. And Lenahan throws it into coverage, and it's tipped and intercepted by Kenny Grant. Grant to the 50, 40, 35 and 30. Down the sidelines he goes to the 20 before finally being bumped out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Grant took that off the tip. Thrown to the outside, the 9th interception of the year thrown by Lenahan. This one is huge and big turnarounds in this game so far.
51 yards on the interception return by Kenny Grant.
Look at this. Throw to the outside. It's tipped up off the hands of the receiver. And then you can see Kenny Grant heading down the side. The pass was intended there for number 26, Adam Thomas. And Grant just takes off, and a little help from his friends all the way down the sideline, all the way back down to the 14-yard line. There it is again.
Let's head down to the sidelines with Mike Krause real quick.
Number 4 senior Devontae Shan said, we played all year against the running teams, but we can cover men. We got a chance to prove ourselves this game, and we're going to do it. And evidently, fellas, they can cover.
Kenny Grant with the play, not only with a tip on the pass intended for Adam Thomas, but also the catch and then the great return.
And on that return, number 11, Terrelle Pryor, took off to lead the blocking and actually leveled DJ Lenahan. We'll see it coming up here. All of a sudden, Pryor takes off and goes past Grant and then takes Lenahan out of the play.
3-yard pickup on first down for Jerry Harris and the Jeannette Jayhawks to the Warrior 11-yard line. Back-to-back turnovers for Wilson area offensively. The fumble and then the interception return, and Jeannette trying to take advantage. It's Jordan Hall who will get the call to get inside the 10, maybe to the 8.
Jordan Hall just on a blast play here, diving forward as you see Ray Ritz on the far side. His team 14-1. I said, by the way, they were undefeated at the beginning, and the people in Yock are going to give me the devil because they beat them earlier in the season. Yock was the big loss that probably got this team wakened up 35-21 all the way back on the 15th of September, and they've won every game since, has Jeannette.
And right now they're knocking on the door to put a difference on the scoreboard. Again, Wilson area with a big run to the inside the 10-yard line before a fumble, and now an interception returned by Kenny Grant has the Jayhawks in great position. Here comes Pryor again. Reversal of field, trying to get the corner to the 10 to the 5 and bumped out of bounds. Did he get the pylon? He did. Terrelle Pryor, which will go in the books as an 8-yard touchdown run, although he ran a lot longer than that to get the score.
Steve, you said earlier in the game, this guy can break tackles. You're going to see it on this play where they had him hemmed in, had him tackled once, maybe twice, and that's all the chance you get. I don't think you ever get a third chance at Terrelle Pryor. Watch this. Had him there in the corner, maybe a shot there again. One more time, and then Terrelle Pryor says, head for the pylon.
And showed everything on that run. Showed his vision, showed his footwork, showed his speed, and also showed his strength. Not only straight arming out of a couple of tackles, but then bulling in from about the 3-yard line.
Something else he shows every play is poise. You never see him rush a play. Even when he gets brought down, he's constantly looking to create.
And the Jayhawks not having the right personnel on the field for the extra point attempt or the 2-point conversion are forced to burn their second timeout.
Wow. Take a look again. Talk about poise. Head up all the time. Look at the eyes. Pointing, directing, moving, pace, and then diving right here at the end, knowing where the pylon was for the touchdown.
Well, Steve, you mentioned that coming into the season, everybody thought about his basketball playing abilities, but now people are saying, 6'6", 220. He might have a future in this other sport he plays as well.
Well, and that's what some people are starting to suggest to him, that there are a lot of 6'6" people in basketball. There aren't a whole lot of people that are his size in football. I have a friend who lives in Pittsburgh who is prone to a little hyperbole, but he was saying that this kid could put on a performance like we saw from Darrelle Revis a few years back with Aliquippa when they won the state championship. On the Sunday. It was the Sunday after the Snow Bowl.
27th touchdown of the season on the ground now by Terrelle Pryor.
And with a 10-point difference on the scoreboard, Ray Ritz has decided that they are going to go for 2. Pryor with the football after the play fake. Looking to throw for the end zone, and diving with it is Jordan Hall for the 2-point conversion.
But what a great catch by Hall, and then turning over and getting the ball in the end zone. I mean, this is a good throw by Pryor, but I'll tell you what, Hall had a man draped all over him, and great spear of the ball by Hall.
So the score now with 5:13 remaining in the third quarter, Jeannette 28, Wilson area 16. And again, the turn of events in this first few minutes of this third quarter have been unbelievable. Like the 2 turnovers by Wilson area.
And Hall here coming across, just a little crossing route right there. Gets the ball in the end zone, reaches out. He knows exactly what he's got to do, and just perfect control of the football the whole way, never in doubt.
Of the 24 minutes in the first half, 22 minutes and 55 seconds were really well played, and the last minute 5 was just kind of eerie, and I don't mean the city up north. I mean E-E-R-I-E. And we started to see in the third quarter kind of the same thing, whereas everyone was crisp and sharp with offense and defense. Kind of sloppy here in the last few minutes.
So we say peaks and valleys. If you're Wilson right now and Brett Cobb, you saw him on the sideline a moment ago with that look of despair. You almost have a touchdown the other end. You get a fumble at the end of a play. Then you come back down and you got great field position at the 36. You throw an interception off the hands of your receiver. It's returned all the way down to the other end, and you pay for the touchdown. So instead of being up right now, you're now down by 12 points with only 5:13 to go in the third quarter.
That's exactly right. Wilson area was within 6 yards of taking their first lead, and all of a sudden, before you know what happened, you're now 12 points behind. Now a great kick with the wind at his back by Petrolak. backing up Hoffman inside the 5-yard line. He'll take it out to the 20. And that's where the Warriors, with 2 possessions and 2 turnovers to start this third quarter, and it will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Nevertheless, you still have a lot of time left in this game.
Sure.
So if you're right now Wilson, you say, we got a good game. We're able to march down the field. Let's keep that offense off the field on the other side. Let's get points, and that's really our goal here. Let's get points and get this game back to a measurable place that we're going to feel better about in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but you only have 10 toes, and you've already stubbed 2 of them.
But still have 8 left.
But DJ Lenahan has been known to bring his team from behind on a number of occasions over the course of this season.
I really like what they're showing running out of this I formation, because it is completely different from what they ran in the first half.
Well, if you think about it, with the athleticism of Jeannette, if you can go to a power game and have some success, it might throw them off balance a little bit.
Running to the strong side of the defense at that time. Mike Ryan, number 80, making a good block on that side to get an opening 2 yards here.
Hoffman picking up those 2 yards for the Warriors. 2nd down and 8 from the 22-yard line. Staying in the I with Labach, the fullback, and Hoffman, the tailback. Thomas split to the left. Campbell split to the right. Mike Ryan, the tight end, lined up right side. Now they move Labach into the slot, and now they look across the middle on the screen pass, and the pass is caught, I believe, by Campbell, fighting his way for a 1st down to the 32-yard line.
And it was a great design, because they brought Labach out again. He shifted to the wing, came across on the pass that was so successful, on the route that was successful in the second quarter. After he cleared out, then the tight end released and was wide open in the middle.
Well, you watch right here. You're going to have Labach come right out in here. You can see Labach putting his hand up right there. And then what you have is he goes out. Now you got a crossing route coming in right here, and a perfect throw right down the middle.
It is Mike Ryan, the tight end, who makes the catch. His first grab of the game to the 32-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's 1st and 10.
Mike Ryan on the season. That's his 9th catch. He had 1 touchdown this year so far, and so Wilson on the march.
At the 32-yard line. This time they go with the 1 back in the option, and Lenahan will keep it. Faked it to Hoffman. The Jayhawks didn't buy the fake this time, as Lenahan will take it to about the 36.
Back to their normal set that time, not the I, and the fake that was so good in the first half to Lenahan, not quite as effective. Here, watch. He fakes to the outside, and good job of hitting him on the play. Number 6 there, as you mentioned, Jerry Harris, not buying the fake at all and staying home. Good discipline defensively for Harris.
Also, Chris Hall, number 50 on the tackle.
2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup for DJ Lenahan. Actually, 2nd down and 7, I should say, after a 3-yard pickup. And Lenahan comes away without the football, and the Jayhawks, I believe, are going to come away with another turnover. Came away from center without the football, and on the bottom of it is Dayton Wolf, the 5'11", 220-pound linebacker, with the recovery for the Jayhawks.
You know, Lenahan's got to be having a little deja vu from last year. 3 interceptions last year, 2 in the second half that cost touchdowns for his team, and they lost 23-13. And right here, a huge fumble out of center. Never had the ball, and it bounced off. This is one of the weirdest fumbles you ever see, because it bounced out of the hands all the way over to the other line of scrimmage, picked up there by Jeannette, and they are in attack mode again.
In Wilson territory at the Warrior 40-yard line, 2nd straight time they have been in Wilson area territory to start a drive. Pryor wants to run for something, but not much there. Corey Campbell coming up from his strong safety spot, wrapping him up maybe a yard, maybe 2 at the most for Pryor.
Corey Kent slowed him down, and then finishing him off was Corey Campbell, but give credit to Kent for sniffing the play out and staying with Pryor the whole way. He's been kind of the shadow on Pryor the whole half.
That's it. We got an injury update from Mike Krause down on the sideline.
Number 20, Kenny Grant for Jeannette Jayhawks, the junior halfback. His right ankle, he came out, it was really hobbling on it. They taped it up, sent him back out. There he is. As you can see, it's a little tender, but he's not staying out of this game.
That more than likely happened on that 51-yard interception return for Kenny Grant. And here comes Harris with room to run. Harris to the 20, and finally stood up and still pushing forward to about the 16-yard line. Now the Warriors are saying fumble, and Wilson area has come away with it. So Jerry Harris with a big 1st down pickup, fighting for that extra yard, loses the football.
We might call this third quarter the give and take quarter. You give it, then you take it away, and it's been weird so far. I mean, just we're playing the game between the 30s to this point in the third quarter.
And he's still down on the ground. And
Justin Skirbo, I believe, is the guy that knocked it loose. And right now, the concern for Jeannette is the injured player on the field. And gentlemen, this game for the first, 22 minutes was pretty ordinary.
Well, watch this.
And ever since then, it's been crazy.
Here you come, Harris. Now watch Skirbo then. First of all, he's wrapped right there. And now 20 knocks the ball loose. That's Skirbo, and then the ball's down on the ground. Harris is looking like a sandwich. And Wilson recovers.
Brandon Perkins is the guy that stands him up. Right here, boom, is Brandon Perkins. Now Harris is just fighting for some extra yards. Doesn't get much, and then he loses the football.
Brandon Perkins has been making some serious hits as have. You remember the great tackle on the Cole linebacker a few moments ago he made against Terrelle Pryor, and now here again another big whack on Harris.
Again, the last few minutes of this football game, the end of the second quarter and the start of the third quarter has been nothing but turnover fest.
Here's Hoffman coming down. He says, I'm on my way. Oh, forgot something to take with me. And then we come back in the other direction, throw to the outside. I got a good play here for the 36. No, it's taken Mike Grant all the way to the other end, setting up another Jeannette touchdown. And then this. Now you got the ball wildly loose off Lenahan's hands, and then coming back down right after that. Harris trying to make the play, knocked loose by Skirbo. The ball loose on the field, and Wilson gets it back. Who wants it? You got a hot potato out there right now.
No turnovers in the first half, 4 in this quarter. We still have 2:14 left. PCN's wall-to-wall farm show coverage will run Saturday, January the 7th through January the 12th. Some of the highlights include a high school rodeo and the Sheep to Shawl competition. Governor Rendell will lead the opening ceremonies live on Saturday, January the 6th. Pennsylvania's Farm Show. Today's championships are available in 3 million homes all over Pennsylvania, from Philadelphia to Erie and Pittsburgh to the Poconos, watching Class 2A state championship football.
And you saw that picture of Steve Bowen when he's not here in the booth and what he does riding the Broncos out there on the regular basis.
We all need a hobby.
Especially Gary.
Gary needs a life now and then.
There you have the look at Jerry Harris on the field, and let's check in with our Mike Krause down on the sidelines.
Thanks, Bob. It looked like he might have been knocked out for a little bit. He's got his bell rung. He's he's conscious right now. Everything's moving well, but he just looks like he took a shot to the head.
Yeah, that's a good point. It looked like his legs hadn't moved, and they were just, splayed out in that. Oh my goodness, I got whacked.
Well, here's why. Take a look, helmet to helmet. That'll knock you out anytime. And Harris just being held up there for a moment and then sandwiched in.
See, I think you'll see someone come down on him. That might be it.
I think the football was ripped out of his hands by Josh Buschini, number 24, as he was coming to the ground. And then the Warriors able to fall on it at the 15-yard line. So Wilson area gives it up twice, gets it back once. And after after 3 turnovers in 3 possessions, Wilson area will start at 1st and 10 from its own 15-yard line.
Glad to see Harris up and around, too, on that play.
And who else helps him off the field? Terrelle Pryor, doing a little bit of everything. DJ Lenahan scrambles out, buys himself some time, directs some traffic, looking to go downfield, and over-the-shoulder catch is made, and a fine one at that. I believe it's Corey Campbell who makes the catch. No, it's Ventura. Anthony Ventura makes the grab in Jeannette territory at the 42-yard line.
This is going to be a stop and go here. He's going to watch it right there. He says, go ahead, beat him. And look at this pass. It is right on the money to the ace catcher out there, Ace Ventura.
It's an outstanding catch, too, by Ventura.
Oh, beautiful.
Over his shoulder, looking up into the sun.
But you watch Lenahan throw this, and Lenahan just directing down there. He says, okay, stop there for a moment, just halts for a second, turns and moves upfield, and Lenahan puts the ball right on the hands.
And now they keep it on the ground with Lenahan. Lenahan will take it to about the 38, pick up of about 4 on the play to bring up 2nd and 6.
Good blocking up front again. You can see for Wilson off that left side and getting 4 yards in the first down. You want to get down to the situations where you got 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, and so far it's been more of a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 kind of game for Wilson.
Lenahan right now just 9 for 23 throwing the football. He's going to keep it on the option. Now he's going to pitch it to Hoffman. Threw it behind him a little bit. Hoffman had to stop to catch the football. Still takes it inside the 35-yard line. Terrelle Pryor, first one to make contact defensively.
Well, the length of the pitch there really gave the defense a chance to recover and keep him short of the first down. Watch this. He throws the pitch a little bit late, and it's too long, and now the defense has a chance to get back because the ball's in the air for a long time. Here it is again. Watch. Here's the pitch. See how long it took? Now the defense has a chance to get up there and stop him short of that first down line.
Coming up to make the tackle for the Jayhawks was Dayton Wolf at the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 2 for Wilson area. Coming back now to a power backfield. Full house backfield. They'll throw it. They'll toss it to Hoffman, who wants to throw. He's looking for DJ Lenahan. Lenahan to the 10. Makes the catch at about the 8-yard line.
What a gutsy call by Brett Kopp. They had 10 guys in the box that time, and they toss it back to Hoffman on the option, and Hoffman just throws it downfield back to Lenahan, who pitched to Hoffman on the end around. Unbelievable.
Boy, and Sean Hoffman got whacked, too. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see it.
There's a pitch back, and Hoffman says, okay, throw it. He got hit right when he threw, right in the chest. And Lenahan takes it in, another big play when everybody was looking for a run, and Brett Kopp switched up on him, went to pass.
26 yards on the hookup to the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. They'll give it to Hoffman. And Hoffman will take it to about the 5. It'll bring up 2nd and goal.
And that's Hoffman's first completed pass of the year. What a great place to have it in the state championship game. Let's take a look at it. Here's the pitch. Hoffman going right, and Lenahan just comes right out here along the side. Hoffman throws it down, and Lenahan says, thank you very much. I can catch as well as throw, too.
So pretty good catch.
Lenahan's thrown it. He's run with it. He's tackled people who had it, and now he shows his ability as a receiver as well in the hookup from Sean Hoffman and his tailback.
And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. They're just going to let it run out.
And a bit of an eventful 3rd quarter, to say the least. And so the Warriors will have it on 2nd down and goal to go from the Jeannette 5-yard line when we come back. It was been an exciting first 3 quarters of play. You can only imagine what the last 12 minutes might have in store. At the end of 3 quarters of play in the PIAA Class 2A championship game, it's the Jeannette Jayhawks 28, the Wilson Area Warriors 16. We'll take a break. We'll come back to Hershey Park Stadium with more on the Pennsylvania Cable Network, PCN.
This PIAA Sports Championship on PCN is underwritten by the Association of Pennsylvania State College and University Faculties. Every day, APSCA faculty and coaches of the 14 state system universities are making the difference in the lives of students. Committed, dedicated. That's APSCA, Pennsylvania's own system faculty. And by PIAA, Pennsylvania's best choice for affordable student aid solutions. PIAA is proud to be a sponsor of the PIAA Football Championships, funding higher education in Pennsylvania for more than 43 years. PIAA's gift to Pennsylvania is the future leaders, caregivers, and innovators we help create.
Ready to start the 4th quarter of play. My name is Bob McCool. Alongside me, Gary Sutton and Steve Bowen. Mike Krause on the sidelines. We're ready to begin the 4th quarter of the AA final. Jeannette and Wilson in a slugfest right now. As you see the total yards continuing to climb. The Warriors with 360 and Jeannette with 315. Wilson knocking on the door, trying to get him back into this football game. They have it 2nd down and goal at the 5-yard line. Going with that straight ahead attack. It's Sean Hoffman again who gets the call inside the 5 to about the 3.
This is one of those games you can pick your quarters so far. Which do you like? Do you like the outstanding athleticism we saw in the 1st quarter, the kind of wacky ending we saw in the 2nd quarter, or just the opportunistic defenses on both sides in the 3rd quarter?
The NFL wild highlight film there in the 3rd quarter.
With all the events that happened in the 3rd quarter, it's hard to imagine there's only 8 points scored. We go with that full house backfield again on 3rd and goal. Here's the toss to Hoffman, and Hoffman's going to get dropped in the backfield by Devontae Shannon.
Hey, how about that? And again, that early pitch was not ever sold, and Shannon had it smelled out. He was a shadow man here on the option man. Stop right there. And you look at Shannon, he's right here coming out. No way that you're going to get this completed, and a great job by Shannon of smelling out the play.
Good job by Adam Locke, too, who I think he, as much as anything, caused that early pitch because he was in on Lenahan early.
Yeah, Adam Locke was right in there very quickly. Adam Locke making the play come up, and, of course, finishing off then, as we said, Devontae Shannon.
On 4th and goal from the 6-yard line, Brett Kopp will call a timeout for Wilson area. Good crowd on hand for this AA championship. Official attendance for the AA final, 5,399. Good crowds on hand for all 3 games that we've seen so far. And, of course, don't forget, coming your way tonight here on PCN, the Quad A championship matchup between the Panthers of Upper St. Clair High School from District 7 and the Bethlehem Liberty Hurricanes from District 11. We go down to the sidelines with Mike Krause.
Bob had a chance to observe the handling of Jerry Harris. Their concern is he had 2 concussions already this season. He took a shot to the head. They're going to monitor him to see how he is and how he reacts, and hasn't been determined if he will return to the game.
10 carries, 66 yards, 6.6 yards a carry today, and 1 touchdown. So Harris has been an integral part of this game, and that 28 points that Jeannette's put on the board.
So the decision for Brett Comp is final. 4th and goal from the 6. They trailed by 12. They're obviously going to go for it. Out of the I formation, play action fake, and Lenahan wants to roll out, finds a receiver, and throws for the corner of the end zone, and a touchdown. It's Chris Labach, the fullback, out of the I, gets the touchdown for the Warriors.
Chris Labach is just going to slide out of the backfield. Quick shed block, and then slides right along the line. Everybody else going deep. You see Labach right here. Now watch Labach. He's coming right off here, and he's just going to slide out here in the flat. Nobody's watching him. Everybody's deep, and Labach wide open to get into the end zone.
And did you see the wind-up on that throw? That was coming in low and hard by DJ Lenahan, and it had to be because they had pretty good pressure on him.
So now with a 6-point difference on the scoreboard, the Warriors will kick the extra point. Mike Ryan, extra point is wide right. 10:55 remaining in the 4th quarter. The score now, Jeannette 28, Wilson area 22.
This game's been a lovely mixture. Here you see that play again to Labach. Been a lovely mixture of mistakes and great plays, you know, and I Betty Crocker couldn't have made it up any better than this, but it seems to go well in an afternoon. You get to see a little bit of everything, as Bob mentioned earlier.
So DJ Lenahan with his 2nd touchdown pass of the afternoon, now 31 on the season, and here we'll see it one more time.
There's the play fake again, throwing to Labach underneath and getting him in there, and we talked about a drive to come back. You got to worry about that one drive. Well, they have it back down now to manageable numbers where a touchdown puts it back on top if they get that extra point.
Yeah.
Which has been elusive here this afternoon so far.
It's been DJ Lenahan, 8 plays, 85 yards. That's one of the things that we've seen so far this weekend. We've seen some long touchdown drives.
Well, you show some character, too, with a big answer. You know, we had a whole lot of mistakes going back and forth, and then someone finally lays down the law and says, okay, let's restore a little order here. And good poise, good play calling the whole way down the field, 8 plays, and Wilson closes it to 6 points here at the start of the 4th quarter.
DJ Lenahan bearing down on 3,000 yards on the season throwing the football. He needed 175 coming in, and he's got to be getting awful close to that right now. He had 28-25 coming in, and he's approaching that 3,000-yard barrier right now, but his team trails by 6. Some trouble on the kickoff as Jordan Hall had it, or TJ Burns rather, had it slip through his hands, and it will go into the end zone, and the Jayhawks will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
TJ Lenahan's 31st touchdown pass of the season, and for Hoffman, his 4th reception.
There you go, 166, so he needs 9 more yards to get 3,000. Good chance that should happen before this is over.
I'm searching for a 5 to put down on that. That's probably a given.
That might be the best, safest bet of the weekend. 1st and 10 for, not that we would encourage betting by any stretch of
imagination. See that haircut, look like a chia pet there in the middle.
This is only for favorable points only. Inside handoff for the Jayhawks is Jordan Hall getting big yardage across the 30 to the 35-yard line. 16 yards for Jordan Hall and a 1st down for Jeannette.
Just got to love the play calling on both sides. Both coaches have really tried to find their best possible play. It's not just, okay, let's run this one this time. There's a lot of thought that's going into the play calling this afternoon. That was a great one because Pryor only had 1 back behind him, but the nice little fake toss and then getting it to the inside runner.
Pryor out of the shotgun formation on 1st and 10. He'll give it again to Jordan Hall. Hall again finds daylight across the 40. Takes a heavy hit from DJ Lenahan at the 41-yard line.
You saw number 67 that time, Jason Kearns, and also 75, or 77 rather, Marquise pulling and really leading the block that time through the hole.
Jerry Harris, as Mike Krause told you, shaken up a little bit with a possible concussion. And I mean this in the most complimentary way. The backs in the backfield for Jeannette really are kind of complementary parts. Missing one doesn't necessarily mean that they have to change anything they do.
Right.
And Jordan Hall right now getting the carries, perhaps instead of Jerry Harris. He picked up 5 at 2nd and 5. This time They'll go instead to Derry. Derry got a bulk of the carries early on. Derry gets a couple, but he won't get the first down.
He got a bulk of Chris Labatch, too. Wow.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the brew. I mean, this time, Labatch came in, and you talk about pancake. There it was. Athlete on athlete. Now, here you go. You say, okay, things looking pretty good here for a moment. Oh, wait a minute. Holy cow.
Talk about going backwards in a hurry.
You know, with the mistakes and the turnovers that we've seen, one thing that's been constant, offensive line play on both sides has been really good. I'm trying to figure out if, because of the diversity of the offenses, it's fun or it's a little nutty.
All-out linebacker blitz there. Everybody was coming that time, led by number 40, Dennis Ryder.
And Labatch as well. Labatch has picked up his game a little bit, gets the touchdown pass, and now a couple big plays on defense as well, as the handoff to Jordan Hall went backwards.
And it just filled the gaps. Everybody up the line. Then you got the high snap to boot that bought them a little bit of time, and the defense just sending everybody.
Loss of 4 on the play. It'll bring up 4th down and 6 for Jeannette. And the Jayhawks will have to punt the football.
I was going to say, I don't think we're going to see a 4th and go for it in this situation, although you never know. At this point, you want a long field, not a short one.
Pat Garner is the punter. It's over his head, but fortunately for Jeannette, there was a whistle before the snap.
Yeah, the play clock ran out just before the snap.
And that's the best penalty Jeannette has ever committed.
Play a game.
Because without that, the snap was over his head, and they were in some serious trouble. That's one penalty that they will not concern themselves with. Let's go down again to Mike Krause.
Fellas, you noticed that in the last play, they sent everybody who got the tackle in the backfield. One thing that Brett Comp noticed on the films of Jeannette, a lot of the teams did not go after the backfield. They did not go after Pryor. He felt that maybe by doing that, things could work in their favor. Well, it did in that last play.
Much better snap.